one of the elders saith unto me, Weep not. Behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, hath prevailed to open the book and to loose the 7 seals thereof.
Ay, bolder than a lion, bolder than a lion. I ain't bowing down to Baal, cause we bolder than some lions. Keeping the commandments that'll lead us back to Zion. I ain't bowing down to Baal, cause I'm bolder than a lion. I don't care if you offended, yeah, I said what I intended. I said it and I meant it, scripture cannot be amended. Don't care if I'm unfriended, yeah, I mean it and admit it. Doesn't matter really how you feel, the Bible will transcend it. The truth is unexpended and the truth should be commended. You ain't walking in the truth, the thing you choose to be demented. Yeah, following your who is not religion, it's decision. And we keeping the commandments, they not prone to abolition. Because we did not bow to Rome and give them our submission. Man, they killed so many Hebrews in the Roman Inquisition. Following the Torah is not religion, it's decision. And Yahushua kept the law, cause it's not prone to abolition. Bolder than a lion, bolder than a lion. I ain't bowing down to Baal, cause we bolder than some lions. Keeping the commandments that'll lead us back to Zion. I ain't bowing down to Baal, cause I'm bolder than a lion. Ay, bolder than a lion, bolder than a lion. I ain't bowing down to Baal, cause we bolder than some lions. Keeping the commandments that'll lead us back to Zion. I ain't bowing down to Baal, cause I'm bolder than a lion. Yeah.
Chapter 28. The wicked flee when no man pursueth, but the righteous are bold as a lion.
Hey, Yexer.
Yeah, whoa, oh my, yeah, look, oh my, yeah, ay, oh my, yeah, oh my, Babylon is falling, you ooh steadily calling, get your knee off my neck, I can't breathe, Derek Chauvin, you better take caution, cause your hearts they wanna soften, destruction is coming to America looking like Sodom. Babylon is falling, you ooh steadily calling, get your knee off my neck, I can't breathe, Derek Chauvin, you better take caution, cause your hearts they wanna soften, destruction is coming to America looking like Sodom. Babylon a whore and it's time for divorce. We came here as slaves, we was brought here by force. And you always hate my people and you have no remorse. And your wealth comes from Judah and the slaves were the source. Republicans and Democrats plotting against us. Both sides push a shot, another plot to just kill us. Yeah, Babylon gon' fall, judgment's already started. Who created race? The white man that's often discarded. Babylon the Great is the mother of harlots, and no president can save her, destruction coming regardless. And the nation's drunk from her wine, her ways are just lawless. And if you love this country, you ignoring the prophets. Your ooh will make her desolate with plagues and with fire, and the heathens will mourn, her destruction is dire. Trump and Biden are some puppets, fools trusting these liars, and the whore is no more, is abruptly desired. Yeah, whoa, oh my, yeah, look, oh my, yeah. Oh my, yeah, oh my, Babylon is falling, you ooh is steadily calling, get your knee off my neck, I can't breathe, Derek Chauvin, you better take caution, cause your hearts they wanna soften, destruction is coming to America looking like Sodom. Babylon is falling, you ooh is steadily calling, get your knee off my neck, I can't breathe, Derek Chauvin, you better take caution, cause your hearts they wanna soften, destruction is coming to America looking like Sodom.
Hey, Yexer.
Yeah, whoa, oh my, yeah, look, oh my, yeah, ay, oh my, yeah, oh my, whoa, oh my, yeah, look, oh my, yeah, ay, oh my, yeah, oh my.
Hey, Yexer.
All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is the light.
They lied about our history, our heritage roots, and they lied about Messiah to keep us far from the truth, and they lied about religion, keep our minds all enslaved, and they lied about the reason we was brought here in chains, and they lied about abortion, yeah, that's death to our babies, and they lied about our Bible saying on Jesus could save me, and we all know the white man wouldn't die for my sins, and they say he wasn't black, yeah, they lying again, and they lied about statistics, yeah, that data is flawed, and then Wall Street brokers, highest numbers in fraud, and somebody asked Trump, what the hell's a black job? They've oppressed us everywhere, both here and abroad, and they only called us lazy when we stopped working for free, and who colonized Africa with the HIV? Yeah, they lied in the history books, they lied in the schools, and they lied about Tuskegee playing Negroes like fools, and they said that the Negroes the most savage around, but who burned down Tulsa, Oklahoma straight to the ground, and these Negroes come up missing in these sundown towns, fed our babies to alligators, didn't care if they drowned. All you do is lie, and you lied about this country, built by Hebrew slaves, let me say it all bluntly. You lied about your people, they're of the father, the devil. That's why you lie so much, cause your history dreadful. One day you will pay for every lie that you make, and you cannot hide your face from the chaos you create. All you do is lie, colonize, and rape. America will burn, cause she never was great. Shalom, shalom, shalom. All praises to the Most High, giving all honor and esteem to Yahuwah and the King Yahusha. Hope you guys are all well. We're back with another study. So the title of this lesson, we're going to just jump right in. Shout out to everybody that's here. Appreciate everybody that has showed up today. Let me pull it up. Give me a second, y'all. Okay. All right. So let's pull up this window here. The curse reverse. You reap what you sow. What does that mean? I'm going to show you, because unless this is shown to you, a lot of people are not going to understand that what is written in Dabarim or Deuteronomy 30 verse 7, where Yahuwah said he will put these curses up on our enemies and them that hate us, it is already happening. They're just not bringing it to the masses' attention, okay? And in this video, I'm going to prove to you that this is already happening right now. Now, let me just preface this. If you are a Gentile and you're in Yahuwah Yahusha, this is not applying to you. This is applying to your family members, your friends, people that are Donald Trump supporters and, you know, racists, white supremacists, all of that. They're the ones that's going through this right now. Okay. And I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about in just a second. All right, so let me switch this over. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and let's jump into this. And I'm going to show you some examples of this so you can see it is definitely happening. And as time goes on, it's going to become more and more clear to you, but it's already happening. And I'm going to show that to you today. Okay. The curse reverse. You reap what you sow. In this lesson, we will look at how the curses mentioned in Deuteronomy 28:15 through 68 are being reversed on our enemies, as it has been written in Deuteronomy 30, verse 7. If you have cleaved to Jacob and are in Yahuwah Yahusha from another nation, this video is not about you, but some of your family members, relatives, friends, etc. So it's your job, those of you Gentiles that are grafted into Yahuwah Yahusha, to warn your people. What's coming on them ain't going to be pretty, okay? And it's going to get worse than what I'm showing you today, okay? Warn your people, all right? In modern days, people call reaping what you sow karma. Okay, I don't like to use that word because that's a pagan word that ties to like Eastern mysticism or things like that. But it is actually very much a biblical concept from Yahuwah. You can reap good things and you can reap bad things. It all depends on the seeds that you sow, which is why it is very important to understand why repentance is a must for everyone. Everyone. That's the Israelites, that's the bloodborn, that's the Gentiles. We all have to repent because depending on what type of seeds you have sown is what you will reap. Okay? Let's look at the scriptures. We're going to start in Galathim or Galatians 6:7 through 8. Be not deceived, Alua is not mocked. For whatsoever a man sows, that he also shall reap. For he that sows to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption. But he that sows to the Ruach shall of the Ruach reap life everlasting. The Ruach is righteousness. The Ruach of Yahuwah is righteousness. And all the time, the Ruach wars against the flesh. So when it mentions flesh, flesh leads us to all things that transgress against the Most High. All right? So we have to be fighting in the Ruach to overcome the flesh. Mashalim, Proverbs 22:7 through 10. The rich rules over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. He that sows iniquity shall reap vanity, and the rod of his anger shall fail. He that has a bountiful eye shall be blessed, and he that gives of his bread to the poor. Cast out the scorner, and contention shall go out. Yea, strife and reproach shall cease. So do you give to the poor? Do you help out those who can't help themselves? Are you a scoffer? Or do you look at people who are needy and make fun of them? Do you make fun of the Haitians? Do you say that they're a bunch of, animal eaters and all this goofy stuff? And we got to talk about Donald Trump too, because I'm going to tell y'all this right now. Donald Trump is going to ensure that everybody that supports him ends up in these curses. That's going to be reversed on these nations. Okay? He is the perfect person to be propped up. That's the face of white supremacy that will make sure the majority of his fans end up in slavery. And I'm going to show you that a little bit later on. This is Husha or Hosea 10:12 through 13. Sow to yourselves in righteousness, reap in mercy. Like I said, you sow righteousness, you sow good, you get mercy, you get blessings, you get the good things. Break up your fallow ground, for it is time to seek Yahuwah till we come and rain righteousness upon you. So if you sow in yourself righteousness, you reap mercy and righteousness back from the Most High. You that have plowed wickedness, you have reaped iniquity. You have eaten the fruit of lies because you trusted in your way in the multitude of your mighty men. Okay, so people putting trust in these presidents, they will reap iniquity. Because they don't put their trust in the Most High. They don't put their trust in his word. They put their trust in men. Okay? Ayub or Job 4:7 through 10. Remember, I pray you, whoever perished being innocent, or where were the Yasharim, upright, cut off. Yasharim, not Yasharalim, but Yasharim means upright, the upright ones. Okay? Where the upright cut off. Even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same. Okay, so far we've proven with 3 scriptures already, and including this one out before, that if you sow wickedness, you will reap wickedness. Okay, that's just how it works. You sow righteousness, you reap righteousness. You bless others, you will be blessed. This is a simple biblical concept. Like I said, people call it karma, but it's biblical. Okay, why are we under the curses of Deuteronomy 28, 15 through 68? Because of the transgressions of our forefathers. They sowed wickedness, and so they reaped wickedness. Okay, and the same thing for the 2/3 of Yasharal that are going to be cut off because they have not been the priests he's called them to be. They boast too much in their bloodline. They boast too much that they're the chosen. They tell these Gentiles they can't be saved. They tell them that the Most High will not accept them if they cleave, if they're righteous. Tells them don't keep the laws, don't keep the commandments, only for Yasharal, when Yahuwah literally said in the scriptures, he gave the Torah to the stranger and to the bloodborn. So we have to be careful being in these positions, telling Gentiles they can't be saved, because that can get you cut off. And he already cut us off before. I mean, the Yasharim, the upright cut off, that's us. By the blast of Alua they perish, and by the breath of his nostrils are they consumed. The roaring of the lion and the voice of the fierce lion and the teeth of the young lions are broken. Let's keep going. Mashalim, Proverbs 11, 17 through 19. The merciful man does good to his own soul, but he that is cruel troubles his own flesh. The wicked works a deceitful work, but to him that sows righteousness shall be a sure reward. Okay, once again, you reap what you sow. As righteousness tends to life, so he that pursues evil pursues it to his own death, his own destruction. Yashayahu, Isaiah 3, 9 through 11. The show of their countenance witnesses against them, and they declare their sin as Sodom, they hide it not. Woe unto their soul, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves. So there's always a reward, okay? So that reaping is that reward, okay? And sometimes rewards are not a good thing. We've been taught here in Western society that reward is a good thing. But you can reward yourself with evil if you sow wickedness. That's how it goes, right? So you've got good rewards and you've got bad rewards. You've got good reapings and you've got bad reapings, okay? Shout out to everybody that subscribed, bro. I just checked my numbers and I'm like, bro, we at 4.8K. So very soon we're going to be at 5,000 subscribers. So everybody that has subscribed and stuck with us, thank you so much. Let's keep going. Say unto the righteous that it shall be well with him, for they shall eat the fruit of their doings, which is righteous fruit, right? Woe unto the wicked, it shall be ill with him, for the reward of his hands shall be given to him. What does that mean? That means if you have done wicked things, what Yahuwah does to you on behalf of your wickedness, you so rightly deserve, because you have sown wicked seed, therefore you will reap a wicked harvest. Okay, so you can see this is all throughout the scriptures, and this is a very, very biblical concept to think about. Okay, Akila is here. Shalom, sis. Good to see you. All praises to the Most High. All right, let's keep it going. Diniya, shalom, mashbaka. Shalom to you, sis. Good to see you. So the Yasharim Israelites have sown wickedness, as I said. Therefore, we inherited or reaped the curses of Deuteronomy 28, 15 through 68. We served 400 years of slavery, oppression, being the tail and not the head. But now things are changing. And now our enemies are experiencing this. I will show you some examples in a bit, but let's look at the scriptures. So the scriptures talk about the nations reaping what they sow for what they've done to Yasharal. Yes, it does. Deuteronomy, Dabarim 30, verses 7 through 8. And Yahuwah, Alua Heka, Yahuwah your Alua, will put all these curses upon your enemies and on them that hate you, which persecuted you. And this is why I told you, Gentiles that are here right now, if you don't hate his people, if you don't persecute his people, this is not for you. This is for those who hate us and persecute us. Okay? This is not talking about those grafted in that have accepted and cleaved to Jacob. This is for those who refuse to do so. Okay? And you shall return and obey the voice of Yahuwah and do all his commandments, which I command you this day. Okay, so this is a prophecy where Yahuwah says that we will return to him in righteousness, we will keep his commands, and these curses will be reversed on our enemies and them that hate us. This is where we're at right now. And you're going to see this in a minute. Abad-Yahu, Obadiah, chapter 1, 1 through 9. The vision of Abad-Yahu. Thus says Yahuwah concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from Yahuwah, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise you, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, now this is him talking to Esau. I have made you small among the heathen, and you are greatly despised. The pride of your heart has deceived you, that you dwelt in the clefts of the rock. Who dwelt in the clefts of the rock? The Edomites, the Horites, whose habitation is high, that says in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though you exalt yourself as the eagle, and though you set your nest among the stars, thence will I bring you down, says Yahuwah. So this is a prophecy of Edom, who is prideful and has, dwelt in the clefts of the rock, and he set his habitation high, and his heart was filled with pride. Let's keep reading. If thieves came to you, if robbers by night, how are you cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? If the grape gatherers came to you, would they not leave some grapes? How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? All the men of your confederacy have brought you even to the border. The men that were at peace with you have deceived you and prevailed against you. They eat your bread, have laid a wound under you, and there is no understanding in him. So what is this telling you? That the world will turn against Edom. Yes. So all these nations that have taken confederacy against Yahuwah's people, they will turn against Esau. Okay? So the same, other nations you thought was on your side that you could use to oppress Jacob, they will turn against Esau. Okay? Shall I not in that day, says Yahuwah, even destroy the wise men out of Edom and understanding out of the mount of Esau? And your mighty men, O Taman, shall be dismayed to the end, that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. Okay, so Esau got a judgment coming. Now, as I've said before, this doesn't mean every Edomite will be destroyed. If you're grafted in through Yahuwah Yahusha, if you go to the book of Amos, chapter 9, verses 11 through 12, it says that there will be a remnant of Edom. So there will be some Edomites who will be saved, who will be spared of Yahushua HaMashiach, but for the majority of the Edomites, they will all be destroyed. The majority, I will say, not all, but the majority of the Edomites who will not come into covenant with Yahuwah, who will not accept Yahusha and continue to prevail against his people, they will be completely destroyed. Okay? Be a righteous Edomite if you are Edom. All right. Abad Yahu Obadiah 1:15 through 18. For the day of Yahuwah is near upon all the heathen. Okay, so that's not just Edomites, that's all the heathens that are going to be judged. As you have done, it shall be done unto you. Your reward shall return upon your own head. Okay, so what even the other nations, including the Edomites, have done, they are going to go through these hardships too. They are going to go into slavery too. The curses are going to be put on them too. So you really ain't got no other choice but to accept the truth or endure what's coming to you. For you have drunk upon my Kadash mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink and they shall swallow down, but they shall be as though they had not been. So the nations have been prosperous over us, right? The nations have prevailed over us, right? Well, it'll be as though they had not been, meaning they will be the oppressed ones. They will no longer be in power. They will be struck down and destroyed by the Most High. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. So everything they took, we getting it. Everything. We getting all of it. And the house of Jacob shall be fire, and the house of Joseph or Yusuf a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. As I said, there will be nothing left of the wicked Edomites who will not repent. And they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahuwah has spoken it. Esau will be destroyed. Now, before I show you some examples of these curses reversing, let's look at both the blessings and the curses. So we're going to close this out, and we're going to jump over to the scriptures, and we're going to look at this, because once you understand these curses and everything else, it's going to make more sense as we continue forward, because you're going to understand that once the curses reverse, right, then we become the ones that receive the blessings. I want you guys to understand that if you are back in covenant with the Most High, these blessings that were originally promised to our forefathers are still yours to have. Okay? So let me go to the scriptures. We're going to go to Deuteronomy. Let me close out this. Pastor Fletcher's here. Oh, snaps. Hey, shalom. Good to see you, Aki. Somebody asked a question. Why do I always get screwed, LO, like literally, and I give the shirt off my back? Since we, I mean, honestly, this world is just messed up. That's everybody, you know what I'm saying? It's not just us. It's everybody's getting screwed over by people they trust. But I'm just telling you guys that have Gentile family members that are Gentiles, you're going to have to start distancing yourself from people who don't want to accept this truth, because there's nothing you're going to be able to do to help them. Okay, so let's read these blessings first, because I want you to understand these are still yours to have. And I'm going to connect it to the curses, because you're going to see that what we've experienced in these lands are reversing as far as the curses we've been under, and it's fallen on the other nations, but these blessings are starting to manifest, and the completion of these blessings starts to really manifest when we get back into the land. But you're going to start seeing the reverse and how things are changing. So let me go ahead and share my screen, and we're going to open this up. Tiffany's here. Shalom, sis. All right, let me share my screen. We're going to go to Deuteronomy 28. We're going to read the blessings first, okay? Deuteronomy 28, verse 1, and it shall come to pass. Let me make this bigger, actually. Okay, make it bigger so it's more easily seen. Okay, there we go. All right. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of Yahuwah, your Eluah, to observe and do all these commandments, which I command you this day, that Yahuwah, your Eluah, will set you high above all the nations of the earth. Okay? So we know that the rise of Jacob is about us being in rulership of all nations. Okay? That we become the kings and queens, that we become the head and not the tail, that we inherit the blessings of the other nations that they took from us. So if that's what's prophesied, that means that these curses, that these blessings are not out of our reach. Okay, let's keep going. As we live righteously. Okay, don't think because you're Yasharal, you ain't got to repent and you ain't got to live righteous, live according to Torah and believe in HaMashiach. You got to do all of that in order to inherit these blessings, because Yahusha, his blood restores you back to Yahuwah through covenant, right? But if you continue to walk wickedly in sin, you will not inherit these blessings, because 2/3 of Yasharal will be cut off. And we've talked about that many times. Let's keep going. And all these blessings shall come upon you and overtake you, if you shall hearken unto the voice of Yahuwah your Eluah. Blessed shall you be in the city, and blessed shall you be in the field. Blessed shall be the fruit of your body and the fruit of your ground, okay, and the fruit of your cattle, the fruit of your kind, and the flocks of your sheep. Okay, remember how Yahuwah said he will judge the nation that held you for 400 years and you will leave in great sustenance? Remember how Yahuwah said that you will eat the fat of the other nations? You remember how Yahuwah said that the nations will see your rise, the beginning of Jacob's reign? That's where this becomes fully attainable. Deuteronomy 28:5. Blessed shall you be, your basket, your store. Blessed shall you be when you come in, and blessed shall you be when you go out. The Most High shall cause your enemies that rise against you to be smitten before your face. Okay, so this talks about the destruction of the heathens, which we just read in Obadiah and Joel. They shall come against you one way and flee before you 7 ways. Okay, so they will fear you. 28:8. Yahuwah shall command the blessing upon you in your storehouses and in all that you set your hand to do, and he shall bless you in your land which Yahuwah has given you. We already know we're going to be restored back to the land, okay? We already know that we will have an abundance of things, okay? Protection from the Most High. Verse 28, verse 9. Yahuwah shall establish you as a Kadash people unto himself, as he has sworn unto you, if you shall keep the commandments of Yahuwah your Eluah and walk in his ways. And all the people of the earth shall see that you are called by the name of Yahuwah, and they shall be afraid of you. Okay, so eventually the Bible says that the Gentiles shall take the hold of the garment of him that is Yahudi and say that we shall go with you, for we have heard that Eluah is with you. Then they're going to have to pull back the oppression. They're going to have to pull back everything, because it's going to be very well known that you are his people. All right, let's keep it going. 28:11. And Yahuwah shall make you plenteous in goods, the fruit of your body, the fruit of your cattle, the fruit of your ground, the land which Yahuwah sware unto your fathers to give you. 28:12. Yahuwah shall open you his good treasure, the heaven to give rain unto your land in his season and to bless all the work of your hand, and you shall lend unto many nations and you shall not borrow. So when we think about servitude in the kingdom, it's more like an employee-employer relationship. We will lend to the Gentiles that are our servants, right? We will lend to the nations that are, preserved and are not, in that time of destruction. Okay, so we will rule over all nations. Therefore, we will have an abundance of goods, treasures. We will have our lands. We will have an abundance of all things that we might possibly need. We'll have cattle. We will have food. We will have our land again. We will have all these blessings. Verse 13, and Yahuwah shall make you the head and not the tail, and you shall be above only. So you will not be below, but you will only be above for the rest of your life, for forever. This reign of Jacob is forever. Okay, and you shall not be beneath if you hearken unto the commandments of Yahuwah your Eluah, which I command you this day to observe and to do them. And you shall not go aside from any of the words which I command you this day to the right hand or to the left to go after other Elohim to serve them. Okay, so in order to obtain these blessings, you have to walk in obedience to the commandments and also belief in Hamashiach. Okay, now we're going to look at these curses because we already know about the curses. We already know that we experienced them. But now that we understand that there's blessings coming our way, what will the nations go through who reject Hamashiach, who reject his people, and who receive these curses? The Gentiles. Let's look. Cursed shall you be in the city, and cursed you shall be in the field. Cursed shall be your basket and your store. Okay, you guys hear about the Gentiles saying, oh, it's so hard to survive now. I've worked all my life and I'm about to lose my house. I'm about to lose my car. I'm about to lose my everything. The curses are reversing here. Okay, now you're hearing white people talk about how unjust the court system is. Now you're hearing white people in other nations talk about how hard it is to make a living. The curses are reversing. Don't worry, I'm going to show you videos. Cursed shall be the fruit of your body, the fruit of your land, the crease of thy kind, the flocks of thy sheep. Cursed shall you be when you come in. Cursed shall you be when you go out. Yahuwah shall send upon you cursing, vexing, rebuke in all that you set your hand to do, until you are destroyed, until you perish quickly, because of the wickedness of your doings, whereby you have forsaken me. Now, again, these curses were originally prescribed to his children, but since we already understand Deuteronomy 28 and how our ancestors failed, we are now looking at this from the context of these curses he said he's going to put on the other nations. Okay, those who are not grafted in, who do not become a part of being grafted into the nation of Yasharal. 28:21, Yahuwah shall make pestilences cleave unto thee. Okay, I'm hearing about leprosy that's falling up on the nations. I'm hearing about their birth rates going down, and I'm going to show you evidence of that. Okay, during the whole C to the V to the D, the 2020, 2021 thing, lots of them people was getting all types of diseases and all types of stuff falling, dropping like flies, still dropping like flies. Until we have consumed you from off the land, Yahuwah will smite you with consumption, with fever, with inflammation, okay, with extreme burning, with the sword, with blasting, with mildew, and they shall pursue you until you perish. Yahuwah shall cause you to be smitten before your enemies. Who are their enemies? Yasharal. We will watch them fall. We will watch them be smitten down by the Most High for the wickedness of what has been done to his children. Let's keep it going. Your carcass shall be meat unto the fowls of the air, unto the beasts of the earth, and no man shall fray them away. Yahuwah shall smite you with the botch of Egypt, and with the emerods, and with the scab, and with the itch. Therefore you cannot be healed. He shall smite you with madness, blindness, and astonishment of heart. Okay? You will grope in noonday and blind and grope in darkness, and you shall not. The Gentiles shall not prosper in their ways. They shall only be oppressed, spoiled, and no man. So Donald Trump ain't going to save you. Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, no matter who you vote for, none of these individuals that you want to say you voted for are going to save you from what's coming, except unless it's Hamashiach. But y'all don't want him because y'all can't get over his skin color. So let's keep going. You shall betroth the wife, another man shall lie with her. You shall build a house, and you shall not dwell therein. You shall plant a vineyard, and you shall not gather the grapes thereof. So just like our black women got violated in slavery, that's what's going to happen to them. Everything, all of it's going to happen. Your sons and daughters shall be given unto another people, and your eyes shall look and fail, longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in your hand. So your sons will be sold, your children will be sold, you will be sold, your woman will be sold. All the nations who these curses come upon are going into slavery. Okay, that's what Deuteronomy 30 verse 7 is talking about. The fruit of your land and all thy labors in a nation which you know not shall eat it up, and you shall only be oppressed and crushed always. You shall be mad for the sight of your eyes which you see. Yahuwah shall smite you in the knees and in the legs, and bore a bosh that cannot be healed from the sole of your foot to the top of your hand. Yahuwah shall have a king over you, and they will only rise higher and higher above you, and you will serve your deities that you force us to serve. And you will realize that these deities that you force us to serve, you will be forced to serve, but they're not going to bail you out. You will become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among the nations. Okay? So I want y'all to understand that part of this prophecy was you coming back to who you are, Yasharal. You realizing that you are Yahuwah's people. For so long, they've been able to say, well, the Gentiles, the white man, the Caucasian, we are the chosen people, right? With the white Jesus and the Zeus idols and all of this. But now they're becoming the astonishment. They're becoming the byword. They're becoming the reproach, because now the truth is coming out that these people really came from Neanderthals. Now they're talking about, anti-white racism. Now they're becoming the byword, the proverb, the reproach, and the astonishment. And I'm going to show you some examples in a minute. All right. So we'll stop there. I think you guys get the idea of what I'm talking about. Now, I'm going to bring you back over to this presentation, and we're going to look at some of these examples in just a second. So let me share my screen. Let me jump back over here. Okay. So we looked at these examples of, these things that are coming on the nations, right? Now let's keep going because we got more to get into. Understand, you cannot run from these curses. They will pursue you until you are destroyed, which is what we just read. The only way to escape them is Yahushua HaMashiach and coming into covenant with Yahuwah through his son and being grafted in. White supremacy and white Jesus and all these other nations, your Hoodoo, Vishnu, and all these other deities of the nations, they're not going to save you either. The only way is Yahushua HaMashiach. That's it. That's the only way you're going to get out of this. And we can prove that with Galathim, or Galatians chapter 3, verses 13 through 14. Mashiach has redeemed us from the curse of the Torah. Now, a lot of people take this out of context and saying that the Torah itself is a curse. That's not what it's saying. It's saying that the consequences of breaking the Torah is death. But because these curses being spoken about by Yahuwah in Dabarim, verse 30, verse 7, going on the nations, and also the curses pronounced in Deuteronomy 28, 15 through 68, this curse of the Torah, which came from the Torah and is found in the Torah, right? HaMashiach redeems you from that if you accept his blood. Come into covenant with the Most High. Okay? So Mashiach has redeemed us from the curse of the Torah, being made a curse for us. It is written, curses everyone that hangs on a tree. HaMashiach was hung from a tree. He became that ultimate sacrifice. He paid off all debts. He took the curse for you. Okay? Gentiles, Negroes. All right? He became the curse and the debt paid when he was hung from the tree. Okay? That the blessings of Abraham might come on the other nations through Yahushua HaMashiach, that we might receive the promises of the Ruach through belief. So you can receive the blessings of Abraham, Gentiles, but you got to understand that HaMashiach is the way to those blessings. Got to be grafted in, okay? It's very, very clear. Got to be grafted in. And Mashiach, he can save you from these curses. So shout out to all my Gentile brethren. If you guys are in Mashiach, you have been redeemed from these curses. It's those who don't want HaMashiach that are not. Big difference, okay? Now, we will look at these curses. So let me go ahead and let me show y'all what I'm talking about. I got a few little things pulled up here, and I'm going to prove it. Samuel's in the building. Hey, shalom, Aki. Good to see you. All praises to the Most High. Family, if you haven't, please hit the like button. It would be greatly appreciated. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Right, byword, Karen, Ken, they are becoming the byword. And you notice, fam, Aki, B Smur, have you noticed it's other nations calling them that too? Not just the Negro. All right, other nations are calling them Karen and Ken and all of these things, right? We're seeing it. We are seeing it. And I'm going to prove it a little further because I got some videos I'm going to share here first. So let me show y'all this first one. Now, what's really sad for these people is what they fail to understand is they have a word that they're calling this now. They're calling it anti-white racism. That's what they're calling it. But what they fail to understand is this is Yahuwah doing this to them. This is Yahuwah doing this to them. And because they don't realize we the people of the book, they don't realize that this is their fault for how they did these things to us, right? They don't realize this is the Most High doing this to them. Let me show y'all this first video. Let me pull this up. Give me a second, y'all. All right. Now look at this first video here of this individual. He called himself Chris Sky. And he's talking about the anti-white racism he's experiencing, saying that everything is anti-white. It don't feel so good, do it? Keep in mind, the Negro's been dealing with this for 400-something years. So you see what we've been talking about. Let me make sure the sound's on before I play this. Okay, take a listen, y'all.
I warned you that this whole push for diversity is really code for anti-white. But no, that just makes me a racist bigot, right? So when the University of Waterloo is now so emboldened because white people have been so scared into submission that they will literally put an ad out for a job and say, you are not allowed to have this job if you are a white male. But no.
Well, wait, isn't that what they told us? Hold up. Yashara, give me a 1 in the comments section or in the chat, Salaki. Hey, Yahu, good to see you, sis. Give me a 1 in the chat if we have been denied basically off the premise of the color of our skin. Not because of our skill set, not because of what we were able to do, but because we were Negroes. Give me a 1 in the chat if we know that this is a true thing that has been happening to us for over 400 years in this crusty country. Okay, facts. Pastor Fletcher with the 1. Don P, what's up, Ak? With the 1. Danielle with the 1. Yahudi with the 1. Peaceful Music with the 1. Tiffany with the 1. Akila. Okay, we're in agreement. This has been happening to us. Y'all remember back during the Great Migration, how our people were trying to get a house and they denied us because of the color of our skin? Well, guess what? The curses are reversing. And it's going to become more and more prevalent and more in your face as time goes on. Okay? It's happening to you now. It is happening to our enemies. Okay? Let's keep watching.
There is no anti-white agenda, and diversity is strength. Please explain how diversity equals strength. We, white people are a minority on the planet. There is only a few countries in the entire world where white people have a slight majority of the population.
That's another thing. We're going to talk about how low their birth rates are getting. That's another thing that's happening to them. See, they had no compassion when we was dealing with this. But now that it's happening to you, it doesn't feel so good, does it? Welcome to our plight. Welcome to the curses of what we've been experiencing, been crying about, been saying, Father, 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 why is this happening? Now we understand. But guess what? You reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. Get used to it.
And in those countries, they are now putting out ads where white people are not allowed to have jobs. And at the same time, they're trying to pretend that there's no anti-white agenda and diversity makes your country stronger and better. Oh, let's think about that. When was Canada stronger and better? Like 100 years ago when it was full of Canadians? Or 2024 when it's full of people from all other countries around the world, most of which are now coming here illegally, don't even speak the language, don't give a flying fuck about Canada's values or Canadian citizens in general. And we're supposed to believe that by eliminating Canadians, we're going to make Canada better. And by eliminating whiteness, we're going to make Canada better. So let me ask you this. Where are white people supposed to go? If white people are bad everywhere and we're not supposed to be able to even get jobs, where are we supposed to live? Are we supposed to go to like a majority Muslim country? Are we supposed to go to like China or Russia? Like, it doesn't make any sense unless you realize that white people are the target and white countries in general are the target. Now all of a sudden it makes perfect sense. But if you don't believe me, just go try to apply for a job at Waterloo if you're a white male and see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Don't feel so good, do it. Keep crying. Okay, we'll keep it going. All right. So this lady here is talking about another thing that they're trying to explain away the things that are coming is this thing called the Great White Replacement Conspiracy Theory, which is true. I'm not saying it's conspiracy, but they are realizing that they are dropping in record numbers, bro. Record numbers. These people are their birth rates are low. They are not making as many babies, and they're like, we're gonna be replaced. And I'm gonna show you. You remember how? Let me not get ahead of myself. Let's play this right here. This white woman is talking about how Europe is dropping in, European numbers. Let me show y'all this real quick.
Amsterdam currently consists of 56% migrants. The Hague, 58% migrants. Rotterdam, almost 60% migrants. And of course, most of these immigrants come from non-Christian, non-Western, African and Middle Eastern countries. Conclusion: the Dutch population is already outnumbered in the majority of our cities. But let's look onwards. London, 54% migrants. Again, conclusion, native population outnumbered. Brussels, color me shocked, 70% migrants. Conclusion, native population majorly outnumbered. And other Europeans will, of course, follow suit soon if they haven't already. So I'm going to draw the forbidden conclusion here. The Great Replacement Theory is no longer a theory. It's reality. And what's interesting about replacement is that the establishment will either deny its existence, or when they admit to it, they say that it's a good thing that the native European population is soon no longer a majority on its own continent. Dutch national disgrace and dubbed climate pope Frans Timmermans already stated in 2015 that diversity is humanity's destiny and that Europe will be diverse. And of course, by now, I think we all know what they mean with the word diversity. It means less white people, less of you. Imagine this in an Asian or an African country.
Not gonna happen.
Imagine their leaders rejoicing in the fact that their people will soon no longer be a majority in their own country. Absolutely unthinkable, unimaginable. So what in the world is wrong with our leaders?
Okay?
Amsterdam.
So you see, family, what's taking place right now is even these world leaders are denying these people are dying out. Okay? Even their presidents are acting like it's not a big deal. You know why? The world is turning against Edom. And the Jewish people, they next too. They're going to get theirs as well. Don't worry. They're going to get theirs too. They still in power because they're going to bring about the false Messiah and all of that. But what's coming to them, they're going to get it too. There's no getting away from this. There's no running away from this other than HaMashiach. But again, y'all can't get over the fact he's a Negro because you think your white Jesus is going to save you and he's not. I got to accept it for what it is. B. Smurf said they put PP clinics in the black neighborhoods and now their numbers are dropping. Facts. They tried to do that to eliminate us off the face of the earth, but now they realizing they gonna fall from the face of the earth, not by our hand, but by the hand of the Most High. Let's keep going because we got a lot more to get into. All right, now I'm gonna this is a video somebody did calling the anti-white agenda, and this is the news talking trash about them. These are news outlets talking trash about them. They are becoming again the byword, y'all. They are now the reproach upon the nations. Let's keep it going. Like I said, to the Gentiles that are in Yahuwah Yahusha, I think y'all need to warn y'all family. Warn the people that you are related to, that are your bloodline, that don't want to accept this truth. They don't have a choice. It's going to get very dangerous for them, okay? It's going to get very bad. Here we go.
It seems harder and harder to ignore that the echoes of replacement theory and other racially motivated views are increasingly coming out into the open.
In a few years, we're going to be a majority brown country. White people will not be the majority in the country anymore.
This will be the first generation ever in American history in which whites will be a minority of the generation at some point.
As of 2007, every year, babies being born in this country, whites now are the minority.
In 2044, everyone is going to be a minority.
As the demographics change, as white people become the minority in the country, which is coming.
Demographics is destiny.
Demographics is destiny.
Demographics is destiny, right? The country is changing.
I've been saying it here. Other people have been saying it here for years now, even before Donald Trump. The demographics is destiny.
The white population is declining for the first time in history in America.
So now the news is coming out and admitting this. Maybe it's because they can no longer hide it. Now we know that the news is a satanic operation of propaganda and lies, but we know that this is actually true. So that for once in a long time, they're actually telling you the truth. Why? Because it can no longer be hidden. Okay? The white people know, Negroes know, the other nations know. I'm starting to feel like even with this migration or the immigrant thing, I think that that's another thing being done by Yahuwah, because Yahuwah said he going to bring all types of nations against, you know, America and the lands of our captivity. Maybe these Haitians coming here is part of that, right? I mean, they are Israelites. We can't deny that, right? But I believe that this is all part of Yahuwah's plan. Oh, yes. And he could use the wicked politicians that the wrath of the Most High can fall upon these nations. Oh, absolutely. I don't deny that at all. I'm not saying I put trust in politicians, but what I'm trying to tell y'all is this could be really greater than what we can understand. And this could be the hand of the Most High bringing judgment upon them. Just think about it.
America, while the number of multiracial Americans have more than doubled.
So we live in a country where the demographics are changing. It's becoming less white.
Correct.
Okay.
You'll be announcing that we're calling the 38 electoral votes of Texas for the Democratic nominee for president. It's changing. It's going to become a purple state and then a blue state because of the demographics, because of the population growth.
The growth in Texas has been almost entirely driven by non-white population growth, mostly by Hispanic and Latino population growth.
The white population is declining. It was always on the upswing. So that speaks to the beautiful diversity of America. It speaks to how that population will, the demographics will weigh in politically.
Do you believe that certain members of Congress, the Republican Party, as well as Tucker Carlson, who have echoed the replacement theory, deserve some blame for violent acts?
I believe anybody who echoes the replacement theory is to blame, not for this particular crime, but it's for no purpose except profit and or political benefit. And it's wrong. It's just simply wrong. Not only our Muslim communities, but African communities, Asian communities, Hispanic communities, and the wave still continues. It's not going to stop, nor should we want it to stop. As a matter of fact, it's one of the things I think we can be most proud of. So there's a second thing in that black box, an unrelenting stream of immigration, nonstop. Folks like me who are Caucasian of European descent, for the first time in 2017, will be in an absolute minority in the United States of America.
You hear that? Oh, it's happening. It is happening.
Absolute minority.
Let's keep it going. We're gonna watch a little bit more.
All white people are racist. So I put this
up. They becoming the byword. Just like they said, all Negroes are lazy. All Negroes are savages. Oh, we don't feel so good. Do it, eat them. Now they teaching the children what it really is. You don't like that, do you?
Because I really want any white person in the room to know up front that this is what we're dealing with, that it's not going to be this coddling of white tears and what that looks like. We're not going to discuss, oh, maybe some of us have worked it out. No, you're always going to be racist, actually. So even when you're on your path to trying to figure out how to be a better human being, because I believe that white people are born into not being human, like that actually.
The byword. Now, give me a 1 in the chat if they said we were not human. They didn't consider us to be human. They considered us to be 3/5 of a man, 3/5 of a human being. Give me a 1 in the chat if y'all remember that. I just want to make sure we on the same page here. I just want to make sure we on the same page. Didn't they say that we was 3/5 human beings? Do y'all see how this is happening to them? Do y'all see what is going on with them? Facts. We all can agree. We were considered 3/5 human, which is why they were able to do the things they were able to do to us, because the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence was written for human beings. But consider we weren't called human beings or considered human beings. They were able to do the things that they were able to do to us, as wicked, as evil as they were, simply because we weren't considered fully human. But look at the flip side of that. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Let's keep going.
Instead of people of color and Black folks being dehumanized, that actually everyone is dehumanized off rip within white supremacy, that y'all are born into a life to not be human, and that's what y'all are taught to do, to be demons. So in this particular way, white people are all racist. So I just want y'all to know that up front.
We need to address the fact that, you know, all of these groups of people, the issues they face, it all comes from the same people, white men. So we need to get rid of them.
Get rid of them. Just like they said, we need to get rid of the Negro babies. Let's put up the Planned Center clinic. You know what I'm talking about? The place that they get you to unalive your children. We need to get rid of them. Okay, what did they do during the Tuskegee experiment to get rid of us? What about what happened in 2021? How about getting these Ashkenazis to make gangster rap music to get us to kill each other? We need to get rid of the Negroes. We need to get rid of the Negroes. Okay, well, now they tell them we need to get rid of y'all. Woo! Boy.
I mean, how we do that? Eat them. Kill the rich.
There's another reality here that you're starting to see. So even the most liberal, well-intentioned white person has a virus in his or her brain that can be activated at an instant. And so what you're seeing now is a curtain falling away. Look in the mirror at how you choke off Black opportunity, how you choke off Black dignity.
Tell them.
How you behave. People are now fed up. People are telling me they're tired of hashtags.
We are tired.
It's not the racist white person who's in the Ku Klux Klan that we have to worry about. And James Baldwin said it best. White people in these situations are always innocent. Oh my God, I can't believe this. Teach me, educate me, help me understand. How did this happen? Talk to me, tell me something, tell me what to do. White people are always innocent, and their innocence constitutes their crime. It is too late to be innocent.
Facts. Is your baby racist? Look at Newsweek. Look at that. Oh boy, because now we have to deal with the fact that children are being taught to be like their parents. They're being taught to be like, this idea of white supremacy. So now they're asking questions. Are you teaching racism to your children? Well, you're the problem. You, the parent, are the problem, because our parents are our first teachers. So when you have this type of wickedness and toxicity being promoted and spit out and spewed into the minds of the young, impressionable children, then they pass that racism on to their children, their children's children. Well, they now the programming is being broken. Now the Edomite and the colonizer is being held accountable on Newsweek, on these mainstream stations, Just like we were. Let me show y'all something real quick. I just want y'all to remember, bro. Do you remember? Let me show y'all this real quick. Give me 1 second, y'all. Okay. This is how we became the byword. I'm going to just take you guys down memory lane. Okay. You remember these old cartoons, family? Let's make this a little bit more bigger. Okay. Remember how they had the Negroes with the big lips eating watermelons, right? Calling us COOONS, right? Y'all remember that from the 1940s, you saw a lot of these cartoons. Look at these characters, Bugs Bunny with the black face. Okay, these little caricatures depicting us in the worst kind of ways. Well, guess what? It is now happening to you. Okay? Okay, look at this. Racist cartoons. Look at that. Look at the big lips. Even the Mickey Mouse cartoons back in the day in the 1940s, they had these characters with bones in their nose, and they're saying that's where you come from, and that's what your culture is. Look at this character right here. Look how black his skin is. Look how big his lips are. Right? We were the byword. We were the mockery. We were the reproach. And all the cartoons and all the media that they made about us had us looking in the worst kind of ways. But now it's you. Now it is you. Look at that. This character right here with the big lips. This character right here, he was like, I think this is like the earliest version of Elmer Fudd. And you know what? If I can, let me see if I can pull up some clips. Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. Let me come back on the screen just to remind you of this. We'll come back to this video. I'm going to just show you guys a few of these cartoons in case you haven't seen them. Just a few of them, just to kind of connect all the dots for you. All right, let's see. It's Bugs Bunny cartoons, Mickey Mouse cartoons that have these caricatures. And we're going to just look at this. So there was one, I remember this one movie. This movie got banned, but it was a movie called Song of the South. And it was about this happy Negro slave. Okay, I'm going to show y'all that in a second, but I'm going to try to see if I can pull up these cartoons. Give me 1 sec. Might have to go to YouTube to pull them up because I'm looking on Twitter and I'm not finding them here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna jump over here to Twitter because I could definitely find the videos over there. Or actually, YouTube is what I meant to say. All right. Well, I'll pull up this video. I'm gonna just read some of you guys' comments. Let's see. Danielle says, "Okay, I got you. Thank you." Ask Paula Deen about Good Fried Chicken. She lost her show because of her outburst. Oh yeah, I remember that. That woman on the news that said, "Oh, talking about fried chicken," and she was referencing the black man. That was he was part of the correspondence team. He was on the thing with her, and they referenced fried chicken and she got fired. Let's see here. All right, I'm gonna jump over here to YouTube and I'm gonna pull up these racist cartoons and I'm gonna show you guys a few of them. If I get kicked off of YouTube, y'all know I'm streaming on Rumble right now. Okay, let's just look at a few of these. Disturbingly racist cartoons. Ban racist cartoons. All right, we're not going to watch all of these, but we're going to just watch a few of them because where there's a rhyme, there is a reason indeed. And a lot of these things that you're looking at and you're seeing are all because of what the scriptures have said. And you're seeing it before your very eyes. So let's look at this. Share my screen. We're going to look at this. Okay, you see this? Now you see how they got him in the jungle. They got this character looking as if he is a monkey, as if he is portrayed as if he is a monkey. Okay, this is the byword. This is the reproach. This is how Hashatan and Esau got the world to hate us and use these stereotypes. I want you to understand these cartoons are from like the early 1900s, 1920s, 1930s, 1940s, so on and so forth. And a lot of these are banned to this very day. I think because of the discrimination, but also because they were trying to hide what they have been doing for so long. All right, we'll skip past this. We're going to look at some more of these. Look at this one. Lazy Town. Let me go back because I want y'all to see how we was the byword here. Okay, let me skip forward. Wow. Now look at him. Look at him. Okay, a typical racial stereotype being put on us as a people, right? All right. Now I want y'all to see the location they're in and what it's called. Bust your head. You see, they got them with the typical, Southern Negro accent that they use, back in the slave days. But I'm gonna show you where they at. And if you notice how slow they're moving, there's a reason why they're depicting them in this way. And I'm gonna show you in a second. Look at what that says. Lazy Town Landing. Lazy Town Landing. That's why they dragging their feet. That's why they seem like they slow, because they're basically saying Negroes are lazy. Now, let me tell y'all something. This is a fun fact. I mentioned in the song that I just played not too long ago called They Lied. I said they didn't start calling us lazy until we refused to work for free. We refused to do free slave labor, then they called us lazy. But remember, we the ones who, our ancestors, our forefathers, the one who built this crusty country. They was the ones that was lazy because they couldn't do it themselves and they wasn't strong enough to do it. But just understand what's being shown here.
You what I mean? In Harlem, there's a little place where everyone goes.
That's right. Now, of course, you got the Negroes with the big lips playing the piano. We've always been a very musical people. I mean, we Yahuwah's people, right? So they would use, they would kind of like, hunker on the abilities that Negroes naturally have so people could know we're talking about the Negroes. Sometimes you'll see them eating watermelon. Sometimes you'll see them eating fried chicken in these cartoons. Facts. You've got the slave women, right? You got the babies with the big lips. Okay, same old caricatures. This is what they're trying to hide, but it's too late now. We know the truth, and Yahuwah is moving on our behalf for what our people have been through. Hallelujah, Yahuwah. He is love, but he is also just. Always remember that.
That's just the way she runs me up down. That's just the way she runs me up down.
Oh, you see that? Look at him eating watermelon. This is another racial stereotype that they attributed to Negroes in the South. Watermelon eaters. Go eat some watermelon. That's racist. And here it is, right here in your face.
She went around and she runs and that was right down to the
Look at the kid. You got the children with the braids. Okay, the little pigtail braids right here, carrying around, the masses, whatever this is. I'm assuming it's like a bath or something like that. This is also hankering on slavery. Okay, so that's another thing they're depicting in this.
That's how she kicks it off, me up down. She kicks it off.
Okay, so you got the jazz instruments. Look at them. This one right here, you see the nappy Negroid type of hair, the kinky hair like wool features, right? But look how big their mouths are. Look how small their noses are. So what they did is they made these caricatures to mimic us, but just in the worst kind of way. They exaggerated the features so we would be a laughing stock.
And she keeps it not too soft.
Okay, you saw those characters. You saw the girls, right? They had the cornrows. See the braids. Okay, you see the lips. Okay, she got one tooth in her mouth. He got one tooth in their mouth. They got two teeth in their mouth.
Scrub me mama with a boo-hoo-hoo give me. Rubbing all day. Scrub.
All right, we're going to go to the next one. Okay, look at these. All right, this is them depicting Africans like, you know, we're all one people, like we're all one nation, or we are all one tribe in Africa. We were different from all the other tribes or the Hamite tribes in Africa. But this was another way for them to kind of throw dirt on Negroes' names. And that's why when they say you're African, yeah, I'm an African Israelite, but I am not a Hamite. There's a big difference. You saw how black that one was, right? They had to have the one that they can make fun of. See that one right there? Look how black he is. He is tar black. LaShonda is here. Hey, shalom, sis. Good to see you.
Marvelous to be.
We'll get married right away.
Does you all take this man to be your wedded husband?
Typical stereotype right here. Big lips, dark skin, sideburns, all of that. All right, let me keep it going. We're gonna move on, y'all. I'm just showing you all of this so you can understand what you're seeing now with them. Okay, this is the one I wanted to show you. This is the earliest depiction, I believe, of Elmer Fudd. But let me show you his mannerisms and how he talks, so y'all can see this for what it is.
Gonna catch me a rabbit. Well, shut my mouth. Rabbit tracks. Put them in hands or else I'll blitzkrieg you. And now you march. You can go on, rabbit.
Leo Yahoo is in the building. Hey, shalom, fam. Good to see you.
Oh, no, you don't. And you all, where is it? Here you Doc. Where is it?
Look at, they got him looking. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna cut it out here, y'all. I'm irritated, bro, because this is not true to Negroes. But like I said, we were the byword. This is what we had to endure for so long, and this is how the hate was stirred up. It wasn't just, you know what I'm saying, how they depicted us in movies, but even cartoons. This was the propaganda to put on Yahuwah's people. But Yahuwah said it would happen. This only proves to you how true the Bible is, what happened to us and what is now happening to them. Okay? Now let's go ahead and let's jump back over. Unapologetic Reels in the building. Hey, sis. I'm so glad to see you. All praises. I didn't want you to miss this episode. All right, so we're going to jump back over to this video here we were looking at originally. I just wanted to show you guys that so you can see what I was talking about and we could connect it to today. All right. So now they are becoming the byword, as we said. We're going to watch a little bit more of this, and I'm going to show you how, you know, y'all, okay, like I said, let me not get ahead of myself, okay? Pastor Rick Fletcher says, the hate was woven into the fabric of American society. Beautifully said, Pastor. I completely agree with you. They've done it in many, many, many different ways. Many, many different ways. But now we're seeing how it's shifting, right? We're now seeing that they are now becoming, you know, what we once were. And we are seeing the power of Yahuwah that is even affecting the masses to a point where the news is saying these things that, you know, they don't want to hear anymore. All right, let's keep it going, fam. Make sure the sound's on before I play this. Yep. Okay, here we go. Is your baby a bigot? Uh-oh. Preserving my children innocent is an act of preserving white supremacy. Oh, the Huffington Post came out with the receipts, boy. White children don't deserve innocence.
I remember going to the last above ground weather. It was the Weatherman or the Weather Underground, the last above ground convention.
Family, if you're enjoying the stream, please hit the like button. I really, really appreciate it. We got to get the truth out here, not just for our people, but for the Gentiles, so the Gentiles will repent, come to Yahushua HaMashiach, because they can avoid a lot of this stuff that's about to come, because this is only the beginning. It's going to get worse. Trust and believe. This is only just a peak of what's to come upon them.
And sitting in a room, and the question that was debated was it or was it not the duty of every good revolutionary to kill all newborn white babies? And at that point, it seemed like a relevant framing of an issue.
Let's keep it going.
I'll tell you why it's dear to my heart. It's people why I joined Amadeus and people.
And we will continue to come here in hundreds of millions until indeed Gaddafi said Europe will turn black. That's a long process.
Europe will turn black. Europe will turn black. Now, you said it's a long process, but didn't Yahuwah say to Abraham that I will make your seed as numerous as the sands of the sea? Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, we will definitely overtake them. There's no other way to stop that. When you're dealing with the seed of Abraham, there is no way to stop that Negroes will be the majority. That's exactly what's going to lead us into the kingdom. It will be a kingdom that will have Gentiles in it with us, of course, those who are grafted into Hamashiach, but it will be mostly overrun and run. This world will be run by Negroes. That is what's promised to us. That is a part of our inheritance. Yada Yahuwah. Just keep hanging in there, Jacob. This is almost over. We see what Yahuwah is doing. This is just another reason to keep on believing and trusting in him and walking in obedience. So what is promised to our people will be given to us as it is written. Let's keep it going. Okay, we're going to skip the clips of the fights and stuff because I don't want YouTube to have an issue with that. All right, let's go back. Jon Stewart apologizes for his blazingly white Daily Show staff. I'm not going to lie, bro. Some of this is so extreme, it's funny. You know what I'm saying? It's low-key funny. The problem with white people.
Hey, white people, it's me, Leslie Jones, America's motherfucking sweetheart, here to illuminate something for all y'all. Racism is a spectrum, and it can go from racism to racism, with many shades and flavors in between.
Ilya Maccabee Jones is in the building. Shalom, beloved sister. It is so good to see you. All praises to the Most High. Welcome, 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 sis. So good to see you. Linya Huda Hamashiach or Hashuyak. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Shalom, shalom to you, sis. Good to see you.
What degree of racist are you? We have the extreme racists, skinheads, KKK, most of all of Boston. Boom! Right here. Now, right in the middle. Are you the person who says, I have a black friend? Do you consider me that black friend? Leonard Skinner fans. Freebird, is that by Leonard Skinner? I love Freebird. I didn't know that they was racist until later on in my life. Right here. The ladies who think Meghan McCain got bullied on The View. That bitch didn't get bullied. She didn't get bullied. Do you secretly wish Bring It On ended in a tie? So you saying the bitches from Compton really was gonna tie with you, bitch? No, this is where you are. And at the very end of the spectrum, we have the unconscious bias, a catch-all for the rest of y'all. Did you assume Uncle Ben and Aunt Your Mama were a couple? You racist and dumb as hell. Do you think all nipples are pink? Even why you?
Okay. We getting a little bit too crazy with this. Let's keep it going.
So we were just talking about Reconciliation Week, and what did you say, Evie?
Mummy said that I was the white people and I didn't want to.
Don't want to be the white people.
And I want to be the brown skin people.
Yeah, but we're trying to make it better, aren't we?
Yeah, and the white people took everything away, like children.
Y'all over here dying over that video. I ain't gonna lie, it was funny, but I'm like, okay.
I don't want this to be too inappropriate, right? You know what I'm saying? We are Kadash people, so we got to be careful. If there's a cuss word here, a cuss word there, I'm okay. I mean, I can look past certain things. We adults, but we got to keep it Kadash as best as we can, okay? So just understand, y'all.
Away from them,
Away
from the Aboriginal people.
Yeah.
But now reconciliation is about making friends and trying to fix it, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's good.
Yeah, but I'm still upset about that Boston.
Yeah. Well, we didn't do it. It was the people before us.
Now, this makes me, okay, give me a 1 if y'all remember this. Do you remember all the self-hate that you endured? Do you remember how you hated being black at one point in your life? I mean, at least I did, bro, because all the racism, all the lack of opportunity, the lack of resources. Give me a 1 if you have ever felt that way before. I know I have. I know I experienced self-hate. I know I did. And it was hard. It was very difficult for me to deal with, man. Look at myself in the mirror. You know, they used to always make fun of my lips. Oh, yeah, he got big lips. Okay, once again, we are starting to see now people are ashamed of being white. Wow. Do y'all see what Yahuwah is doing? This is insane. It's just as the scriptures say, a reverse of the curses, a reverse of it. You feel what I'm saying? And now we are seeing the reverse of even the self-hate is now starting to take place. Yes, we're in agreement here.
But I understand what you mean.
Yeah, that's all I want to say.
Okay.
All right, let's keep it going.
Unsere Gesellschaft wird sich ändern. Unsere Stadt wird sich radikal verändern. Ich bin der Auffassung,
I hold that in 20, 30 years, there will no longer be German majorities in our city. Well, I mean, I guess you got to give it back to the Moors because they the ones that civilized y'all. And by the way, some of those Moors is Israelites. But you might as well give it back to them. They the one that civilized y'all people in the first place. I'm just saying.
dass wir in 20, 30 Jahren
They was there long before you were.
gar keine ethnischen Mehrheiten mehr haben in unserer Stadt. Das ist auch das, was Migrationsforscherinnen und Forscher sagen. Wir werden in einer Stadt leben, in der es einfach
Keep it going.
That's why you should lose this man. Why your life ain't worth affirming.
Sure. Okay. The sun then started to deteriorate them. So then they're acting out of fear. They're acting out of low self-esteem.
Yes. Isn't this what I've been telling y'all? White supremacy is nothing but a cop-out for their insecurities. Sour cream supremacy is a myth. I'm not denying the system that they built around it and all of that, but at this very moment, you are watching the fall of sour cream supremacy. You are watching the fall of the man that created it and how he has used it against you. The weaponization of sour cream supremacy, the ideal of sour cream supremacy is based in myth and their own insecurities about you Negroes. That's really what this is about. Let me go back because I think he's speaking some facts.
As violent as the person of color who's doing the same thing that they are, they're seen as more innocent.
I'm not going to harm a white person. I'm not going to murder a white person because I'm scared.
The closer to whiteness you are, the safer you become.
Part of my thinking, though, is also, why don't we kill more white people? Is because it's not going to solve any issues. It's not going to solve the root of the issue. We can kill all the white people, and like we were just talking about, hell the black and brown people. We have to internalize whiteness. What we have to eradicate is whiteness. You know, this whole notion of white genocide. We don't want to kill white people. We want to kill whiteness.
When you see a white person,
and let me just say, I am not advocating for the unaliving of Europeans. That's going to come by the hand of the Most High. Okay, not me, not us. That's going to come by his hand. But a lot of these curses are going to lead you into that, which is why you got to repent. I'm just saying.
In fear automatically because they fear you.
I think about white people when I doubt myself. And I realize that I don't need to doubt myself like the way
I'm Ami Horowitz. I'm back in Minneapolis, and the tensions are high. The city is about to explode. I'm here to find out what the hell is going on.
You can burn the whole city down. What does it matter?
So I say burn the city down, so they can see that we're here. Continue the movement.
Do you think the city's going to burn down?
Yes, absolutely.
No question about it.
No. And that'll be the least.
When they were sent to the mountain,
Let me go back.
you have a person.
They need to feel the pain and the hurt.
Look out of New York. We don't want you here. We don't want you here. We don't.
Oh, you see all these Yahoo Deem? You got some white people amongst them, but look at all these Yahoo Deem saying, "Get out! Get out, Esau!" Boy.
We don't want you here. We don't want you here. We don't want your fucking mind.
Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. Sorry for the language. We're gonna skip on.
And I'm gonna say this carefully, are a little less, and where the term actually comes from, because I'm bringing it all the way back around to Minister Farrakhan, to where they may not have the compassion or the when they were sent to the mountains of Caucasus, when they didn't have the power of the sun, that the sun then started to deteriorate them. So then they're acting out of fear, they're acting out of low self-esteem, they're acting out of a deficiency. So therefore, the only way that they can act is evil. The only way they have to rob, steal, rape, kill, and
fight or flight,
in order to survive.
Exactly.
So then these people who didn't have what we had, and when I say we, I speak of the melanated people.
Right.
They had to be savages. They had to be barbaric. Because they're in these Nordic mountains. They're in these rough torrential environments. So they're acting as animals.
Right.
So they're the ones that are actually closer to animals.
And I already showed you guys about the pheomelanin. We talked about that on my last stream. I talked about the pheomelanin. The pheomelanin that Europeans have is found in animals. Okay, that's a fact. That is a fact. Okay, and if I need to show you, I'll show you. But the pheomelanin, we have eumelanin, EU melanin. Okay, that's what black people have that give us the darker complexions, that give us the different colors of brown. They have something called pheomelanin, and pheomelanin is found in animals. Okay, it's an animal type of melanin. That's what they have. No, white people are not devoid of melanin. They just don't have eumelanin. They don't have Negro melanin, Hamite melanin. They have animal melanin. And that's why they're so barbaric. Okay, that's why they're very animalistic, and they're not logical. They don't think logically. They have just a very like bestial, primal way of thinking, or when they deal with things, they don't want to talk things out. They want to just take over everything, destroy everything. The black man builds up, the Caucasian throws down. The black woman builds up, the Caucasian woman throws down. It's because they have animal DNA in them, which is the pheomelanin, which is found in animals. That's a fact. Go look it up.
They're the ones that are actually the true savages. And then they built up such this, I don't want to say warrior, but they built up such this conquering, barbaric mentality.
Yep, there it is. Very well.
Kristen Clark is Joe Biden's pick to run the Justice Department's enormously powerful Civil Rights Division. Clark says her job is simple. It's to end hate. But like so many in her world, Clark is in fact an enthusiastic purveyor of what she claims to fight. Clark's been on the show several times. A new investigation.
Your ignorance is a bliss that people like you choose to be in. Because y'all choose not to educate yourselves. Because truthfully, y'all don't have to. All you have to do is fucking colonize, take, steal, and not contribute anything to fucking society.
Let's keep it going. All right. I think we pretty much got the message. I'm gonna play a little bit more clips and we'll move on to the next thing.
Suggest we shouldn't be worrying too much about making white kids feel bad because they get so much false messages about their goodness that it's actually kind of critically important for them. Now, we don't want to induce shame, right? Which is why they need those models. They need to say, yeah, white people can do racial justice too, right? Here's some examples. So we don't want to introduce.
India Maccabee Jones said 1999 super sticker. Thank you so much, beloved sister. I appreciate you.
shame, and there's a tricky line, and we don't want to,
you know, kind of.
All right, we'll stop there. Okay, let's move on to the next thing. Okay, give me a 1 if y'all remember the whitewashing with your white Jesus. Give me a 1 if y'all remember Caesarea Borgia. I know it wasn't too long ago that many of us woke up, and all this time we believed the Messiah was white. Y'all know how they done whitewashed everything. Black men created inventions, and they stole that, you know, whitewashed it, you know, took some glue and pasted it over the face of a black inventor, or they whitewashed the Messiah. They whitewashed our book. Well, guess what? They are now being characters that were originally white are now being blackwashed. Huh? Let's look at this. Just a few examples. Look at that. Look at that. They're being, see, they whitewashed everything and told everybody it was Caucasian, but now they seeing everything is reversing. Look at that. This character, Marlon Wayans. I don't even know who some of these characters are. Ariel from what's it called? Little Mermaid, Halle Bailey. I'm just going, it kind of went kind of fast, so I'm just slowing it down for you guys. Look at this. A more melanated black woman. I don't know who this is. He's been made black. I think this is, I know she's from Starfire. This is Starfire from Teen Titans. A black woman. Look at that. Y'all feel away, right? How you think we feel about what you did with our Bible? Okay. This is April from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Look at that. A black woman. Wow. No wonder they so mad. I'm not sure who this is, but she's been made into a black woman. This is what's his name? I can't think of his name, bro. From Daredevil. What's his name, bro? I can't think of what his name is, but now they got they have Michael Clark Duncan playing him. I think he actually passed away, but they made him black quite some time ago. Had a cast a black man for it. I won't say made black. They cast black characters. This is, I believe, The Flash, and they casted a black character for this. Don't know who this is. I think I'm not sure who he is, but they got Wendell. I think his name is Wendell Pierce. He's a very prominent actor in Hollywood, a black man. I'm not sure who this is. I don't even think she looked black. She looked more Hispanic, but she could be Afro in some way. Probably mixed. This character right here, they had the great Samuel L. Jackson playing his character. Kingpin, thank you, Big Dash. Appreciate you, fam. And Pastor Fletcher. I was trying to think. It was like in the back of my mind. I couldn't think for a second. This is Annie. And they had a black girl playing Annie. I remember this, bro. Jamie Foxx was in it, and they got this cute Yahudi black girl playing Annie. This is I can't remember her name, but this is 101 Dalmatians, and they got a beautiful black woman with her natural hair. All praises to the Most High, playing this character. Not sure. This James Bond. Oh, snaps. They got a Negro playing James Bond. All praises to the Most High. Father knows I want to see that. Okay. Not sure who this is. They got Idris Elba playing him. Is that Juggernaut? I think it might be Juggernaut. I'm not sure. And then this is Josie, I think, from Josie and the Pussycats, and they got a black woman playing her. Oh, yeah. They mad, bro. They mad. Yeah, Wendell Pierce, a.k.a. The Wire. Bunk from The Wire. Facts. And this is not an advertisement of these movies or nothing. I'm just trying to show you how everything is changing. All right, let's move on. So this next thing here says, wow, Apple Entrepreneur Camp Program is opening applications only to minority groups. White people are not included on that application list. Wow. Okay, let's read this article. I'm very interested to see that. Okay, let's see what it says. It says, Apple Entrepreneur Camp supports underrepresented founders and developers and encourages the pipeline and longevity of these entrepreneurs in technology. Attendees benefit from one-on-one code level guidance, receive unprecedented access to Apple engineers and experts, and become part of the extended global network of Apple Entrepreneur Camp alumni. Hispanics are now open for female, Black, notice how they put Black first? All praises. Black, Hispanic, Latinx, and Indigenous founders and developers. And this year, we've thrilled to bring back our in-person programming at Apple in Cupertino. For those who can't attend in person, we're still offering our full program online. We welcome established entrepreneurs with ad-driven businesses to learn more about eligibility requirements and apply today. Wow. All right. I'm sure you guys probably heard about the farmers that were given billions of Black farmers that were given billions of dollars. We're going to get to that in a minute because this is something actually separate, but I'm going to show you that too. Let's look at it. It says South Africa has turned into anti-white apartheid state. Do you know how stupid you sound? Do you realize that South Africa has been dealing with apartheid by Europeans for centuries, for a very, very, very long time? I mean, all you got to look no further than Leopold. Okay, so of course it's going to be anti-white because we see that that's all y'all nature is when it comes to South Africa. So we're tired. We're finished. We're done. A minority group, 70% of the population, is being openly targeted by the regime with genocidal rhetoric and oppressive laws. Where is the international outrage? Where is the UN? Well, I mean, once again, when you understand the apartheid history of South Africa, shout out to our Bantu brethren in the continent all over Africa. They've been dealing with apartheid in South Africa for a very, very long time. And these Caucasoid individuals have done nothing but oppress them and unalive them with Geno, you know what. But now that they're saying no more, now we're being oppressive. Now that they're saying no more, now we're the problem, but not you. That's what these folks fail to do. They fail to look within themselves and see that they are the problem. They are the problem, not us. South Africa, race-based quotas for water licenses worry farmers. Oh, because you can't get a piece of the pie. You want a piece of the pie. South Africa's 2 white farms may lose EU and UK access. See, this is what happens. You can't continue to step all over people and expect us to just not to go along with it. The reason why they're mad is because our people are saying no. That's why they're upset. It's not about us oppressing them. It's about them wanting to come there and continue to colonize. We're tired of it, dude. We're tired. We don't want it anymore. Leave us alone. That's all Black people really want, is just to be left alone. We don't want no smoke with these people. We don't want violence with them. We just want them to just let us do us, and you do you. But you can't do you, because doing you is colonization. That's part of what they do. That's what their nature is. That's what their bloodline is about. That's their nature. But now, because the South Africans are saying no, it's a problem. How about that? Let's keep it going. Anti-whiteness is an institutionalized part of the establishment. Lectures at Ivy League schools now calls for violence against white people or people of European descent. Much like the violence that they called against us when they burned down Tulsa, Oklahoma over a false claim about some white woman. Much like what happened to Emmett Till. Much like the Black men that are constantly thrown in jail over and over again because some white woman cried some tears. Let's take a look at this. Make sure the sound's on. Yep. All right, family, here we go.
I had fantasies of unloading a revolver into the head of any white person that got in my way, daring their body.
And this is why I say it's going to get dangerous for Europeans. It's going to get extremely dangerous. Pastor Fletcher sent $20. All praises. I appreciate you, Pastor. This is why I say it's going to be very dangerous for Europeans, because there will soon be calls for people to go after Europeans, much like they went after the Negroes, sprayed us with water hoses, hung us from trees, and all these things that they were able to do, and the law didn't protect us. Well, that's what's going to happen to the Europeans and these other nations who continue to deny the truth. You know what I'm saying? You really ain't got no other way but Yahusha, because they are now being caused to commit violence against y'all. So I just want you to keep that in mind. It's going to get very scary for you.
And wiping my bloody hands as I walked away relatively demolished. With a bouncing like that. Like I did the world a fucking favor.
New Orleans, Yahuwah's daughter's in the building. Hey, Shalom, sis. Good to see you. All praises. So glad you're here with us.
This is the cost of talking to white people at all. The cost of your own life as they suck you dry. There are no good apples out there. White people make my blood boil. Psychological predicament. Because white people feel that we are bullying them when we bring up race. They feel that we should be thanking them for all that they have done for us. They are confused, and so are we. Can you hear me okay? Yes? Okay. We keep forgetting that directly talking about race is a waste of our breath. We are asking a demented, violent predator who thinks that they're a saint or a superhero to accept responsibility. It ain't gonna happen. They have 5 holes in their brain. It's like banging your head against a brick wall, just like sort of not a good idea. We need to remember that directly talking about race to white people is useless because we're at the wrong level of conversation. Addressing racism assumes that white people can see and process what we are talking about. They can't. That's why they sound demented. They don't even know they have a mask on. White people think it's their actual face. We need to get to know the mask.
Anti-whiteness is now institutionally accepted in academia, education, media, and the capitalist system. Anti-white rhetoric is leading to anti-white violence. Well, what about the anti-blackness? Keep in mind, let's look at the reverse side of this. Let's replace anti-whiteness with anti-blackness. All these 400 years we've been in crusty Babylon, America, and all the nations in which Yahudah has been scattered all over. Let's just replace anti-whiteness with anti-blackness, okay? Anti-blackness is institutionally accepted in academia, education, media, and the capitalist system. Anti-blackness rhetoric is leading to anti-black violence. And that's the reverse. Yahudi Blues like the music in the background, right? Okay, let's keep it going. So this is Whoopi Goldberg from The View, and she says there is no anti-whiteness. And I agree with her. It's the curse is reversing is what it is. Let's watch this clip.
There's also, this is my favorite.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you before I say it that it enraged me. There is a definite anti-white feeling in the country right now.
Oh, please.
Yeah, that's what he said. You know, sir.
Sir.
Yeah, sir. Nobody in your family was hung. Nobody in your family was chased because of the color of their skin. How dare you? There's no anti-white issue here. You are perpetrating anti-humanist issues here.
I think it's more accurate to say anti-black rhetoric. I mean, look what he said about the Haitians. I'm just saying. And I'm going to show, I'll close it out showing y'all. I told y'all there, a lot of these things that he said about them is false. But just in case people might still be in doubt, I'll show you. All right, let's look at this. White people who enjoy silence are oppressing non-whites. The Atlantic promotes the idea that white folks who don't like constant noise are oppressive to brown and black cultures and have less fun. Let's look at this.
Atlantic asks, if gentrification has a sound, it's silence. Xochitl Gonzalez on why the rich love quiet so much and what it means for everyone else. Oh, the horror of silence where you were forced to hear your own thoughts for a moment. This article was written by a half Mexican, half Puerto Rican woman in Brooklyn whose parents were militant activists from the 1970s Chicano power movement. So keep that in mind. She begins on how New York in the summer is a noisy place. Well, it didn't used to be when it was white, though. Especially if you don't have money, she says. Can't you calmly stroll the park without being annoying and loud, though? I mean, seriously. The rich run off to the Hamptons or Maine, she continues. Yeah, rich lefties who help trash New York, and then they flee to their isolated haven. Then she goes on about how white students in uni were always the ones to say, please be quiet, I'm trying to study, alluding to the fact that this is some kind of oppressive racism by white people. I'm betting some Asians were asking you to be quiet too, so
Yeah, but here's the problem. What you fail to understand is y'all come into black spaces and try to tell us how to live our lives. Most black people don't really be around in white spaces too much because we know that we're not going to be accepted in those white spaces. But it's the Europeans that come to our areas and tell us what we need to do, tell us how we need to live. And when you have situations that are a present reality, such as gentrification, where an area that was predominantly Negro, they got them people moving in, they expect how it's been in that area for such a long period of time to just change because the white man, the Asian, the Mexican then moved in. A lot of times they step into black people's spaces and try to tell them what they need to do. They do it on this channel. They try to tell me not to say certain things, not to talk about certain things. And I'm like, who are you? They try to disprove our heritage, disprove who we are, even though the scriptures prove it. We only got to prove it. The Bible proves it, right? They step into our spaces and try to tell us what we should and should not do. And this is the problem with them. They feel so entitled that they can tell black people, oh, y'all need to do this, y'all need to do that, so on and so forth. Go back to your white space. Just like in Africa. I'm going to show y'all something in Africa because I talked about this before, but in South Africa, they have a place called, what is it called? Araria or something like that, where it's a whole area only white people are allowed to be in. And they wonder why we feel so uncomfortable around them. Everything that they said that we set our hand to do, they don't want to tear it down. They don't even want to see black people happy in their own spaces. Look at Rosewood. Look at Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'm just saying.
Sheil. As my grandmother used to say, I'm not yelling. This is just how I talk. She quotes herself. Yeah, well, it's annoying. Get over yourself and show some respect for others. Gonzalez continues.
Okay, stay out of our spaces. Let's keep it going. There isn't a single TV show currently airing or movie release that does not have anti-whiteism in it. The entire industry comprises of anti-white propaganda from weak and or fat white men to every couple must be interracial to LGBTQ. Huh? That ain't got nothing to do with us. In children's programming to literally replacing white historical figures with black people. But the most historical, greatest man that ever walked this earth, y'all literally whitewashed him and told us he was white so we can worship y'all. Whitewashing. It's in the Bible. 1 Maccabees chapter 3, verse 48. And they grabbed the book of the law and the heathens sought to paint the likeness of their images. So even the Bible supports the fact that this is something y'all been doing for a very long time. You still, what black people create, you take it, you whitewash it. There was a black man that created the style that Elvis ran with. And because Elvis was white, he took a black man's style and he became a whole sensation behind something a black man created. Now, all of a sudden, when the shoe's on the other foot, you guys want to play victim. Keep in mind that we've been dealing with this for 400 years. Yes, we have been speaking about it. We've been talking about it, but we just realized before we knew the truth that some things just wasn't going to change and we just had to roll with the punches. Y'all get a few years of this and now y'all crying, please stop, please don't do it. I can't take it. Crazy. The constant bombardment is tremendously excessive and designed to erode our people. Well, enjoy it. Enjoy it. Let's keep it going. Someone sent the pamphlet on anti-whiteism to some Maine Democrats, which has them in their globalist media shills in a frenzy. Check out this hit piece and the American bravado-like language narrative used. All right, let's watch it. Culture vultures, right. My thoughts exactly, Pastor. Let's watch this. Chuck Berry. Yeah. I'm going to bring him up in a sec, Ox, so I can show people that black man is not getting the credit he deserves.
Several Maine lawmakers got a surprise in their mailbox this week.
Some Democrats said they were given racist flyers from a hate group in the area. News Center Maine's David Guilford is in Augusta tonight with the latest on all of this. David?
Good evening, Amanda and Brian. Democratic leaders from both chambers of the legislature here said they will be relentless in rooting out and calling out hateful and racist behavior, as multiple members of the legislature said they found flyers that were sent to their home addresses. A flyer promoting a racist theory that says foreigners are moving in and replacing white people. That flyer in question is nearly a page long, full of writing, and explains concerns over so-called anti-whiteism. The last paragraph describes a fear of foreign people replacing, quote, ethnic Europeans in positions of education, politics, and society. Now, a source within Senate Democrats told us several members had received the flyer. A House Democratic spokesperson confirmed
Facts,
members
Hawk.
there got the flyer as well, though we don't know yet the exact number of lawmakers who were targeted by this. In a joint statement, Senate President Troy Jackson and House Speaker Rachel Talbot Ross wrote in part, "We cannot state this forcefully enough. We have zero tolerance for white
ethnic Europeans,
nationalist groups' behavior or intimidation. The groups issuing these messages masquerade as seeking social justice, yet in reality distort information to create false equivalency to misdirect the public and stoke racial tensions," end quote. Now, as this was developing this morning, Brian and Amanda, we reached out to Republicans on their side of the legislature to see if any of their members had been targeted by this flyer, and they told us that this was the first that they had heard of this incident. Now, the letters themselves were referred to.
Oh, y'all see that? This flyer where they're crying about anti-whiteism is now being called hate. Wow. Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Capitol Police for further investigation. Amanda and Brian.
All right, David Guildford, live in Augusta. Thank you, David.
So let me show y'all this Chuck Berry character. This is who Elvis got his style from. And me as a black man, I'm going to give credit to the man that invented Elvis's whole shtick. His whole style was stolen from this y'all black man. Let me just play a little bit because I don't want to have any music copyright issues here, but I'm going to play you just a little bit of his singing, okay?
I drive along.
Out on the Kokomo. The night was young and the moon was gold, so we both decided to take a stroll. Can you imagine the way I felt? Still trying to get her belt to loose.
Okay, we're going to stop right there. But you have people like him who really gave rock and roll the sound that you have now. It came from the black man. I keep telling people this, and they want to act like we ain't the originators of all these different things. I'm going to show y'all one more example here. This is another one. He sounds more like, let me show y'all this one real quick before we move on.
Los Angeles, oh, how I yearn for you.
Look at that, playing the guitar, moonwalking. Come on, man. Who is like us? And Elvis copied from Royal Hamilton. Yes, that's another guy. Thank you, sis. I was trying to think it was another guy too that came from. Let me pull him up. Roy Hamilton, you said? Let me pull that up. That's who I was looking for. Okay, let me show y'all this. This is who I was talking about. Chuck Berry, he is very, very prevalent with rock and roll music. But this man here, Roy Hamilton, thank you so much, Batya Baya Yashara, for bringing this up, because people need to understand that Elvis stole this black man's whole style. Okay? Jimi Hendrix, yes, he was. Yes, he was. He definitely was. He was one of the greats. And people don't understand. You think about these rock bands, bro, they got it from Jimi Hendrix. But let me just play a little bit of his music, because listen how much Elvis sounded like him. No, he don't sound like Elvis. Elvis sounded like him because, like they do, they steal everything we make and create. We're the originators of these things. This is the talent the Most High put in the Yahudim, because Yahuda means Yahuwah be praised, right? We are the praisers. We are originally made to praise the Most High, okay? So take a listen. Just a little bit. I'm going to play a little bit of it.
Black man's vocal style of singing.
Hey,
He was called Roy Hamilton.
His musical hero, seen here in a ring. I'm going to hold on tight and don't see the bottom part of my the youthful energy of his art. But I can't find it. My father was.
All right, I'm going to try to see if I can find a little bit better clip of him singing so y'all can see, bro. Let me see here. Okay, here we go. Let's go with this one.
R&B singer who greatly abandoning the youthful energy.
But I can't find it.
My father was an amazing home, which had been a hit.
Go back a little bit.
Ballad, You'll Never Walk Alone, which had been a hit for Hamilton back in the 50s.
And you'll never
All right, we'll stop there. Y'all get the message, bro. They stole everything we did. Everything. Everything, bro. The dance style, all of it came from Roy Hamilton. We never got credit. Right, sis, we never did. But now things are starting to change. And now we are going to get the credit we deserve. And the Most High is going to make sure that happens. Okay, let's keep it going. There's a little bit of a side note, but you know, we got to give credit to the people that are originators of most of these genres of music that you think of today. Okay, so let's look at this one. It says, who promotes anti-whiteism? Here you can see a Chinese Communist Party controlled media outlet promoting essentially globalist political takes. However, this is a drop in the bucket compared to globalist controlled media and academia in the U.S., who is bombarding us and our children daily with messages of anti-white hate ideology. Let's watch this. Whatever this is. Let me make sure it sounds on. Yep. Okay, here we go.
As kids get older, you can add more details.
Because some people aren't fair, black people have gotten fewer opportunities than other people. So they have less money to buy food and take care of their needs. Black people also tend to get sick more often because they can't afford doctors or medicine. And black people are hurt by police officers at a higher rate than other people.
When kids link race with value judgments, don't get angry and shut them down. Instead, probe to find out where these ideas are coming from.
I only like princesses who look like Ariel, and I don't like Moana's brown hair and skin. That's interesting. Why do you think that?
You can also show your kids how racist ideas hurt people.
You can't be Spider-Man. You are black.
Honey, how would you like it if that boy said you couldn't be Spider-Man because you have blonde hair? How would you feel?
Take a look at what your kids are watching and reading. Show them movies and TV shows about heroes from other cultures. Malala Yousafzai, who fights for girls' education in Pakistan. Anti-apartheid fighter Nelson Mandela from South Africa. Native American warrior Crazy Horse. And Chinese martial arts hero Bruce Lee. The list goes on. Unfortunately, most children's books and shows center around white characters, but some don't if you make an effort to look for them. Lead by example and add diversity to different parts of your life. Take part in activities likely to have a diverse group of people.
Hello.
Hi. Remember, being not racist just keeps things the way they are now. By being anti-racist,
So you can see here that a lot of what they're showing you is not so much just about Negroes. It's just about them not being the main character of things. They're mad because they're starting to feel like, well, we don't want it. We want to be the face of these things. We want to be the face of this stuff. You can't be. You can't be. That's over. Your reign is over. Whoopi Goldberg, there's no such thing as anti-white racism. And then this person gets mad because this is shown. Let me show y'all this next thing. Let me, hold on a minute. I always got to check to make sure the sound's on before I play it. Okay, here we go. When is it okay to unalive them folks? Like I said, I'm telling you, it's going to get dangerous for these people.
Asks, when is it okay to kill whites? New York professor says having a white nuclear family promotes white supremacy. Professor tweets that white people should commit mass suicide. College professor says kill cops, kill all white people, and kill the straights. Professor says all I want for Christmas is white genocide. Georgetown professor says all white people are racist. Trinity College professor calls white people inhuman. Let them fucking die. College professor says believing in hard work is a white ideology. College professor says white people are conditioned to commit mass murder. A professor equates math with white privilege. A professor says white supremacist patriarchy is responsible for the Vegas shooting. Professors hold a white racism course at FGCU. USC professor.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Whew.
Professor calls for a Holocaust against all white people. Professor says, I'll teach my children to be cautious and distrust friendship with white people. Baltimore professor says white people need to personally give all of their money to black people. College professor says some white people may have to die to solve racism. College professor says white masculinity is a problem for America. Georgetown professor says all white people are racist. Rutgers professor was taken to the NYC hospital for psychiatric evaluation after he tweeted threatening to kill white people. White professor calls all white people to mass suicide because of slavery. Here's a slide from a college classroom that says white tears on a mug. Here's another slide from a college classroom that says white people stay colonizing. White privilege does exist. Bigfoot, unicorns, reverse racism, what do they all have in common? Stating that reverse racism isn't real. Y'all white people are dangerous. The horror story is white people are a plague to the planet. Here's one that says white people are crazy. And finally, how white people plagued.
It's over for them. It is over. Let me just address Danielle real quick. Danielle, listen, I understand a lot of what you're seeing is probably disturbing, but I know you cleave to Jacob and all that. But if you're under the Most High, he'll protect you. Okay? You have nothing to worry about. You cleave to us. We accept you. You're in Yahusha. He's not going to protect them. They're going to get what they deserve. You feel what I'm saying? And they do deserve it, honestly. But if you trust the Most High, then you ain't got nothing to worry about. But it's over for these people. Those that hate us, it is over. They're done. They are done. But the Most High will protect you, sis, so don't worry. You'll be all right. All right, let me show y'all this next thing. When black people experience anti-blackness and racism, the white media will go to great lengths to say it's not racism. When Jewish people say it's anti-Semitism, the media says, yes, it is. They never interested in fighting racism against blacks. Crockett slams Green as racist after fighting Congress. Oh, you talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene? The one that with the bleach blonde, bad built, big back body? Okay, I know that's not exactly what she said. But she got read by the daughter of Zion. Shout out to Miss Crockett. She got read and she got embarrassed in front of the whole Congress, and now she calling it racism because you got read. Why y'all keep playing with us? Why can't y'all just leave us be? But then when we punch back, now all of a sudden you want to cry racism. That's not gonna work anymore. It's over. Let me play this, man. That's crazy. They're calling this black woman racist because she's talking about how, her having big earrings. And Marjorie Taylor Greene has said a lot of racist stuff, by the way. I mean, the people on the Republican Party, they do that all the time. But you can dish it out, but you can't take it. Let's listen.
Bad built butch body, which I had to look at my notes to read. Any regrets about that kind of language, especially given that you were trying to make a point, frankly, about decorum in the hearing room?
I have no regrets. And I'll tell you why. Because Marjorie Taylor Greene is the type of person that if you give her an inch, she'll take a mile. And the fact that they continue to allow her to break the rules of decorum over and over and over, whether it's the State of the Union that the president is delivering and she's wearing a MAGA hat or otherwise, the reason that she didn't have committee assignments before was because she did not know how to conduct herself as a member of Congress. And so if I just sit there and say, oh, well, Marjorie said it about me, what's to stop her to continue to do it again and again? And at the end of the day, I was elected as a representative of Congress, but that doesn't mean that I'm supposed to be somebody's doormat.
But Michelle Obama famously said, when they go low, we go high. Are those days basically over?
I don't know that we can even call this a low. I mean, she goes to hell, and then I do my best to remind her as to why she should not cross me.
So one of your colleagues, Jamie Raskin, actually suggested that some members might have been drinking. Others have said that as well, making that suggestion. That's a pretty serious allegation. Do you think that that played a factor here?
I think with Marjorie Taylor Greene, it doesn't require alcohol for her to be unhinged. I'll be perfectly honest. I don't know. I don't have any facts to that. So, I won't say and I won't participate in rumors when I don't have any facts behind it.
So you also called Greene racist for what she said about you. Why is that?
Yeah. Because as I've received so many amazing compliments from MAGA America throughout my time in Congress, a lot of times when I would go viral, instead of them trying to address the things that I laid out in a very factual way, what they would try to do is say, oh, look at her hair, or look at her nails, or look at her lashes. And they would all then associate anything that I do as a form of beautification with being quote unquote ghetto. And so to me, she was just basically repeating the nonsense that MAGA world is constantly putting out there, because I am not the only woman in Congress that wears lashes. And there are women on her side of the aisle that wear lashes as well as hair extensions. But she's never felt like that was a dig that she needed to take at anyone, except for me, a Black woman who sits on the committee. And then, of course, she went after AOC and called her unintelligent, a brown woman that sits on.
Now, I understand Marjorie Taylor Greene's jealousy when I see images like this. No wonder you're jealous of the Black woman. Look at you. I mean, these are clearly your ancestors. Look at the face. Okay. Family, look at this round Pikachu Jigglypuff face. Bro, this is like her twin right here. I mean, the no lip shot. I call them the no lip Lizzies. The lipless Lizzies. Look at that round, puckery Bulbasaur face, right? And look at that round, puckery Jigglypuff face. You know what I'm saying? I mean, bro, it's uncanny, bro. It is literally uncanny. No wonder you're jealous of her. That's her mom. Bro, I understand why she's jealous of a strong, Black, beautiful, gorgeous, gorgeous woman. You know what I'm saying? I understand why they feel a way about Black women. I totally understand, bro, and this is where you come from, and this is who your people are. Like, I get it. It's just something to keep in mind. Pastor Fletcher says, the family resemblance is staggering. Hey, it's a family reunion. Oh, we introduce it. Oh, we introduce. Let me stop. So I understand, bro. I understand why there is a jealousy. I understand certain things. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I promise you. I indeed do. We're gonna keep it moving, man. We're almost done. I got a few more tabs here with you. Okay. So London. Shout out to Unapologetically Real, our beloved sister. She's in the UK. And shout out to everybody else that might be in the UK. Shout out to my brother, Word of Truth Kingdom Ministries. I don't think he's with us today. He's also in the UK. But right now, UK is looking more like Zimbabwe. Let me show y'all this, family. Check this out. Britain First. This is from the Britain First verified Twitter account, or X, I should say. Zimbabwe? No, this is London, England. The indigenous, they claim it's indigenous. The indigenous white British population, historically the overwhelming majority, has fallen to just 36.8% of the population there. And they are now a minority in their own capital. London is no longer an English city. Look at all these Negroes. Look at all that melanin. All praises to the Most High, man. We taking over. Our beloved sister, Malaka Aria to the remnant is in the building. Hey, sis, it's so good to see you. All praises and esteem be to Yahuwah. It's very, 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 very good to see you. Shout out to our beloved sister, Malaka. Sister Malaka. Welcome, sis. So good to see you. All praises to Yahuwah. So you can see here, family, look at all that melanin, okay? that cream crop of a nation has now had their coffee blackened. Yes, yes, indeed. The coffee has crept in and overpowered the cream crop nation. You feel what I'm saying? And I think that this is happening more and more. And that's why they're mad about the Haitians. That's why they're mad about the Africans. And you'll notice that a lot of the Negroes that's coming there from the continent, from the Caribbeans, are all Yahudim. They are all our people. So I believe that there is definitely Yahuwah's hand in this. But I also believe, you know, on the side note, the Most High is orchestrating this. So when, you know, because he said he's going to gather us all in all these nations, perhaps the second Exodus is so close, he wants to move a lot of his children, you know, within, you know, not saying that, you know, obviously he says in Isaiah, Yashayahu, Isaiah 11 through 12, he's going to gather us from all the places which were scattered. But maybe the Most High is moving this, you know what I'm saying, this by his hand, so he can gather many of his children from America who might have been in these other places, but then he's also going to gather his children from all the other places in which they're scattered. So I believe this is definitely the hand of the Most High. When I think about the Negroes, I think about those of our people who are of the bloodline that are being brought into these lands, being brought into America. And, you know, I do think that the Most High's hand is definitely in this. But as far as these other nations that are coming here, the Guatemala, or not the Guatemala, Salaki, the Venezuelans, the Chinese, and all of that, I believe that they are coming to judge America. Because remember, Yahuwah said he's going to bring the nations against Babylon, right? So I believe that that's also part of this. And I believe Russia very soon will get involved, because we know that America is nothing but a Zionist butt kisser. So I believe Russia is definitely going to get involved to come and judge America. Meanwhile, his children are being brought in here, and we are soon to leave very soon. I believe that these are signs of our time to be up out of here very, very soon, with the increase of the Negroes coming into these European lands. All right, let's keep it going. All right, there's another video. All right, and I believe this is a guy from South Africa. Let me just read the text so I make sure I got it right. We will unalive the white man's children, unalive their woman. We will unalive anything that we find in our way. And dial pardon me, I'm trying to pronounce an African word here. And dial Menzintama, member of the Parliament of South Africa. Again, as I said, our brothers and sisters of the Northern Kingdom in South Africa, they're tired of the apartheid. They're tired of these Europeans coming there, colonizing, taking, just doing the wickedest things. So they're saying we're not going to put up with it anymore. Now, if they just leave these South Africans alone, you ain't got nothing to worry about. But again, they got a problem with us no longer saying yes. They got a problem with us saying no. That's why they're outraged. Let's take a look. All right, let me make sure the volume's on. Yes, it is. All right, here we go, fam. Our people are just tired all over the four corners of the earth. Every place in which we've been scattered, we are just tired of these people. They won't stop. That's the thing. They won't look within themselves and say, we're the problem. Here we go.
For each one person that is being killed by the taxi industry, we get 5 white people. For every one black person who kill, we'll get 5 white people. Who kill one of us, we'll kill 5 of you. We'll kill the children, we'll kill the women, we'll kill anything that we find.
Now, I just want to be clear. This is what they're not addressing. When they show these clips, they slice and dice the footage. What they fail to understand is this is not without hundreds and hundreds of years of provocation. Okay? This outcry of many of our people, and what you're seeing even here in America, many of our people are fighting back. We're just not taking it anymore, is because this has gone on too long. Okay, you can't keep your foot on someone's neck and expect them not at some point to get up and say, you're not going to do this to us anymore. All you got to do is just go back to Europe. But see, what they really want is they know that Africa, the continent, is where Yahuwah set his name, Yerushalayim, right? The land of Shem is in Africa. And they know that Africa is filled with resources. Europe and a lot of these other nations cannot survive without Africa. Oh, no. Africa doesn't need nobody. They need Africa. This is why they want to be there. because they're realizing that America's going to fall. They're realizing Europe is going to fall. They're realizing all these nations are going to fall. And so they want to hide behind the Yahudim. They want to hide behind the Israelites, the Yasharim, in order to protect themselves. But while they're at it, let's just take what they have before the destruction comes. So a lot of these Caucasians are fleeing Europe, fleeing America, fleeing these westernized nations, and they are taking their little 500,000, 600,000 that they got in the bank, and they are trying to establish a white-only nation in Africa. And they're doing it. I'll show you in a minute. Don't worry, we'll get there. But it's getting very, 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 very serious because Africa is not putting up with it. And they're getting ready for war. And I do believe, honestly, that Yahuwah is baiting them to go over there. Maybe this is leading up to the judgment at the Valley of Yehoshaphat, right? I believe Yahuwah has a purpose and you know, these nations driving themselves over there, coming over there, wanting to set up shop over there. Yahuwah always has the final say. He knows the beginning and the end, and I do not believe the Most High is just going to let these people continue to do what they're doing. See, there's a reason why our people are awakening. There's a reason why the dry bones are awakening. Yahuwah has a great purpose in that, y'all. All right? Let's keep going.
On our way. They kill one of us, we kill how many? They kill one of us, we kill how many? They kill one of us, we kill how many whites? We kill the children, we kill the women, we kill their dogs, we kill their cats, we kill anything that comes for each one person that is being killed by the taxi industry. We kill 5 white people, 5 to 1 black person.
Okay. All right. Okay, we get the message. Now, I'm gonna. This actually reminds me of a clip. Let me see if I can find it. Ibrahim. He is the leader of South Africa, and he is standing up against this apartheid. And this reminds me of this video that he did. I believe it was. Correct me if I'm wrong, family, but this video was posted last year. And they didn't like what he was saying because he's saying, kill the bear, kill the white farmer, unalive the white farmer that wants to come and colonize the nation, you know, unalive them. Okay. And this is another example of things that they don't like to hear. Like I said, they're done. They're done with these people. Okay. Take a listen.
Alliance. Shoot to kill. Kamaza. Kill the poor. The farmer. Kill the poor. The farmer. Brr, pa. Pa. Brr, pa. Pa. Attention.
Boy, they ain't playing. And they got a very, very courageous leader that is not playing either. They really need to like regroup, rethink, and regroup would be my suggestion. Now, let me show y'all this real quick, just so y'all can understand what is going on in South Africa, because they have areas, and I've shown this before, but just so you guys can understand why they have this mindset in South Africa at this point with these people, is because they are building this area called Orania, or what is it? Let me see if I can pull it up. Give me a second. White area. Let me pull it up here real quick, just so you can get the context to why they're saying we're not going to put up with this anymore. Orania, that's what it's called. All right, take a look, y'all. This is what I'm saying. They colonize everything they do. It's in their blood. Take a look.
A remote farming town in South Africa's Northern Cape. It prints its own money, runs its own banks, has its own holidays, and manages its own affairs. Sounds like the perfect township to relocate, right? Well, hold your horses. To enter Orania, you have to qualify on certain parameters. The foremost is the color of your skin. It has to be white, because Orania is...
So y'all came to South Africa, inhabited by South Africans, and y'all have literally created an area where y'all have your own banks, your own commerce, your own, even your own language, actually, I heard, is their own language. They call it Orania. And if you are a Black South African, whether you're indigenous to that land or not, you're not allowed to come over there. The nerve of these people. The nerve of these people, bro. But this is just their history, right? I guess it doesn't change no matter where they go.
It's a whites-only town. The uniqueness is too obvious to ignore. Wherever you go in this township, you will only find Afrikaners. White people with Dutch ancestry. They do all the work, from playing the piano at the church to reading out the Bible to believers, to running the kitchen at a restaurant. To even gardening at orchards. All jobs, big or small, are reserved for white people. But the residents of this town insist that
no blacks allowed in this township. Now, remember how they talked about the guys talking about the anti-white racism and how they're not giving jobs to white people. So what do? They flood to Africa, where there's predominantly black people, and they say, well, we're going to create jobs only for white people. I don't know why y'all can't just do that in Europe. Oh, it's being overrun by Negroes. And then you go to a place where there's more Negroes and some Hamites amongst them. Y'all ain't got nowhere to run, bro. There's no way to get away from these curses. You can't run from them. It's going to be the same everywhere you go. I'm just saying.
They're not racist.
We are from Africa. That's why we call ourselves Afrikaners. We want to remain here.
That's funny.
We also want to retain our identity. Now, to retain one's identity is not a racist impulse. We wanted to retain our identity against the English or the British imperialism also. They're even whiter than we are, much whiter.
Orania is often dubbed as the last outpost of apartheid, a system of institutionalized racial segregation. South Africa abolished apartheid in the 1990s. But the legacy lives on in Orania. In fact, the township was founded by the son-in-law of Hendrik Verwoerd, South Africa's former
apartheid, okay? He led the apartheid attempt upon South Africa, and it's been going on for a very long time. And keep in mind, family, I want you to understand something. Africa itself, not just South Africa, like even the fact that we call it East Africa, South Africa, West Africa, even though we call that's all because of colonization. Okay, that's why Yahuwah says he will judge the heathen that parted his land. He created the borders of these lands. The Europeans created East Africa, South Africa, so on and so forth. Even Africa is an example of the colonization because it was originally called Al-Kebilan, and that would be succeeding, you know, when it was what it was, right? In biblical times. But they have divided up the land, okay? They have done this. This is not something that it was before Europeans came there, right? So it's still under heavy colonial power. There are still British running everything. There are still Europeans running everything, French running everything. There is still very much Caucasian persuasion all over Africa. Okay, and that's why I say you have books like Joel chapter 3, and y'all was gonna change that. Okay, but just keep in mind, it's not just certain parts. The fact that they are separated by east, west, south, north, so on and so forth, is because of people like him. Okay, okay.
Prime Minister, who's considered to be the architect of apartheid. Verwoerd's bust lies at the museum in this township, serving as a reminder of
yes,
his
please
beliefs.
hit the like button. Please hit the like button, family.
As for Nelson Mandela, the man credited with ending apartheid, the people of Orania don't really hold him in high regard.
I don't think that I can see him as a hero because he's part of...
Oh, there goes the white man complex. Oh, I did all this for you. Worship me. Worship me. I'm the white hero. I'm the white savior. Boy.
For whole package. Mandela is part of a whole package. And as Mandela, all the other leaders within the ANC make a contribution to create some policy that is, from our viewpoint, not necessarily for the best of this country.
All right, we'll keep it moving. Family, if you haven't, please hit the like button. I really appreciate it. All right, Europe has been predominantly white continent for the entirety of its history. Just because some bureaucrats have decided against the will of the people that we should suddenly be a minority on our own continent doesn't mean we should let it happen. Say no to being replaced. Oh boy.
Of course, you're going to be attacked if you say, hey, this continent, Europe, has been predominantly white for, the entirety of its history. And now suddenly within one generation, a few bureaucrats have decided against the will of the people that we should suddenly be a minority. Why do we agree with that? Or why do we allow that to happen? If you say that, you are going to be attacked. But the only other option then you have is say nothing and have it happen. So the choice is yours, and I've made my choice.
Okay. Well, I think they're going to have to just get used to it. I mean, you don't really have any other choice than that. All right, so this guy decided to ask a question. He says, why are white people so afraid of becoming a minority? Does America treat minorities badly or something? Good question. Anti-white fiends constantly ask this question as though it's a rhetorical own, as though it's lights out, mic drop moment, as though calling us afraid is some genius level reverse psychology tactic that will make us embrace our extinction so as to not be perceived as weak, because this makes no sense to someone who operates with the emotional capacity of a petulant elementary schooler and assumes that everyone else is on their same severely underdeveloped level. Underdeveloped? Y'all the ones dying out over here. Y'all the ones fleeing to our spaces, pleading for us to help you. Okay, you're the one that has had so much privilege and power. You should have at least had enough foresight to see this coming if you was reading that Bible properly, but you weren't. And yes, it will happen. It will continue to happen, and there is no stopping. The only thing you can do is repent and accept HaMashiach. You don't want to do that, bro. What's coming, there's no getting away from it. All right. This brother right here says, dear white people, we are not the minority. You are. Because you might have noticed over the years, they've said that Negroes in America, at least, are 14% of the population. That number has never changed. So you want to tell me in a society that is mostly dying out of Europeans that we are still the 14% majority when Yahuwah said that we would be numerous as the sands of the sea? That makes no sense. We are the majority. That is exactly why they are pandering to black people so much, these politicians, both the left and the right, because they know you got the power and they know that you are the majority. You, as a black person, I'm not encouraging you to vote. I'm just saying, look at all the political pandering they've been doing to Negroes throughout the pagan year of 2024. If you were just a small portion of the population, they wouldn't be focused on so much energy to get you to vote for them or even side with them. That tells you something. Let's watch this.
Do your thing now when we have discovered in Amsterdam that we have a minority problem. That we are doing the same thing.
You are doing exactly the same thing. And what you are unable to accept is this. You always call it a minority problem. And it's true that black or non-white people are minority in any European capital. But we are not a minority in the world. You are the minority. And that's what you cannot face. All you really have, after all, are space shuttles, banks, and weapons. What you don't have anymore is me. And you only, me, I the slave, I the nigger, I the black cat who believed everything you said once.
Once, exactly. Keyword once. So let me show y'all these statistics here. Elon Musk isn't the only CEO thinking about failing birth rates. I have to laugh because he pushes so much sour cream supremacy on Twitter. Let's keep going. White deaths exceed births in majority of U.S. states. Census data briefed by the Applied Population Lab. In 2016, more non-Hispanic whites died than were born in 26 states. Oh, boy. Fewer births and deaths among whites in majority of U.S. states. More white people are dying than are being born in 17 states. Time magazine. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Their goose is cooked. Vivek Ramaswamy, bad salami is what Lisa Cabrera calls him. Yesterday, Van Jones called me a demagogue for discussing the Great Replacement Theory. You're not even white, dude. You're Indian. You're not even white. And you worried about the Great Replacement Theory. That's crazy. Well, here are Van's words in 2021, the request from the racial justice left. We want the white majority to go from being a majority to being a minority, and I like it. That's a tough request, and change is hard. Okay, we watched that already. Let's keep it going. All right. Look at this right here. I was talking about the farmers, the black farmers. Well, check this out. This is another evidence that the curses are reversing. It says the Biden administration has doled out more than $2 billion in direct payments for black and other minority farmers discriminated against by the U.S. Department of Agriculture. The president announced Wednesday. White supremacists are dusty mad. Black and minority farmers get $2 billion in payments after USDA acknowledges years of discrimination. So now they can acknowledge they discriminated against you and give you $2 billion payments. Oh, yeah. Oh, our deliverance is coming. It's matter of fact, family, it's not coming. It is here. Oh, hallelujah. Hallelujah. It is here. Our deliverance is here. This is an example of that. Wow. Well, I think we've proven a lot in this stream. To the Gentiles that are people who watch the channel just to complain against me, listen, your problem is not with me or any of my people. Your problem is with the Most High. All right? I think it's important you repent for what your ancestors have done, what has been ingrained in you by your parents and your parents' parents and the generations of hate and racism that has been exercised against the Yahudim. But I think you need to repent if you've done anything wrong to the Negroes, because this is a warning to you. This is a warning of what is coming on you and the rest of your people that refuse to accept this truth. The ball is in our court. Everything that I have shown you today is an example of an Alua that loves his people and is fighting for them. You have a decision to make whether you will accept the truth, accept HaMashiach, be grafted into the covenant, cleave to Jacob, or all these things that are coming up on you won't be pretty. That is my warning to every Gentile that is watching. To those Gentiles who are grafted into Yahuwah Yahusha, continue to try to help wake your people up. I understand sometimes it might be difficult to do so because, white Jesus, white supremacy. White supremacy, as I've said plenty of times, is not just a belief system. It is a religion. And sour cream supremacy has become the god of the Edomites. White supremacy is just like every other deity that is not of the Most High, that is not the Most High. Just as a statue of Buddha can drop and be broken and smashed, just as an image of JC on the cross can be burnt, thrown in the fire, and completely destroyed, so can this religion of sour cream supremacy. And at this very moment, you are seeing the destruction of this religion, this ideal, this mindset. Yasharal, keep continuing to keep the laws of the Most High Yahuwah. Your redemption draws near. And with that being said, I love you all. Shalom.
Hey, Yester.
All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is the light.
They lied about our history, our heritage roots, and they lied about Messiah to keep us far from the truth. And they lied about religion, keep our minds all enslaved. And they lied about the reason we was brought here in chains. And they lied about abortion, yeah, that's death to our babies. And they lied about our Bible saying on Jesus could save me. And we all know the white man wouldn't die for my sins. And they say he wasn't black, yeah, they lying again. And they lied about statistics, yeah, that data is flawed. And then Wall Street brokers, highest numbers in fraud. And somebody asked Trump, what the hell's a black job? They've oppressed us everywhere, both here and abroad. And they only called us lazy when we stopped working for free. And who colonized Africa with the HIV? Yeah, they lied in the history books, they lied in the schools. And they lied about Tuskegee playing Negroes like fools. And they said that the Negroes are most savage around. But who burned down Tulsa, Oklahoma, straight to the ground? And these Negroes come up missing in these sundown towns. Fed our babies to alligators, didn't care if they drowned. All you do is lie, and you lied about this country. Built by Hebrew slaves, let me say it all bluntly. You lied about your people, they're of the father, the devil. That's why you lie so much, cause your history dreadful. One day you will pay for every lie that you make. And you cannot hide your face from the chaos you create. All you do is lie, colonize, and rape. America will burn, cause she never was great.